आपकी आवाज आप म्यूट हैं।
Namaskar, Swagatam. We would like to welcome you all on our 402nd webinar today on Doctor's Day. First of all, congratulations to all on Doctor's Day. Happy Doctor's Day to all. बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं चिकित्सक दिवस की।
आपको ही सबको
बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आज मैं स्वागत करता हूं आदरणीय अग्निहोत्री जी का, विष्णु प्रसाद शर्मा जी का, मदन थंगवेलु सर का, निशांत त्रिपाठी जी का, राजन पटनकर सर का, और हमारे विशिष्ट वक्ता स्पेशल एक्सपर्ट स्पीकर फॉर टुडे। I welcome Dr. Karthikeyan sir, founder of DOAST, DOAST for Autism. Welcome sir, welcome to the platform again. Welcome, we are eager to have your blessings. And Dr. Alok Sharma ji, welcome, welcome, Swagatam. So without wasting much time, I would like to request Professor Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji for his welcome address. Welcome, sir.
Namaskar. Good evening to everybody. Wish you happy Doctor's Day to all the doctors. Respected Professor Madan Thangavelu ji, respected Dr. V.K. Agnihotri ji, respected Dr. Rajan Patankar ji, respected Pawan Kumar Sharma ji, distinguished guests, eminent speaker, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have an evening webinar on doctors with AYUSH. It is an important subject. We have eminent speaker, Dr. Alok Sharma, Director, Anand Ayurveda Hospital, MEERUT. Next, Dr. D. Karthikeyan, Founder, DOAST Clinic, CHENNAI. I welcome all the eminent speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to this evening webinar on doctors with AYUSH. I welcome all of you in this evening webinar. Namaskar to all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to communicate my thanks to Dr. Jayesh Thakkar also, and would like to request Professor Madan Thangvelu sir, as today is Doctor Day and all are doctor here. So please, sir.
Pamanji Pranam, thank you for congrats again on your 400th plus event. We are on to the 402nd event today. So congrats. And we want to thank you for giving us the energy to hold this platform and all of us together. So big pranams from me. Today is a very special day for all of us physicians, healers, doctors. We are celebrating on the 1st of July the birth of Vidan Chandra Roy. He was born 1st of July 1882, and he was a very interesting person in that he was the second chief minister of what is present-day West Bengal. And when we look at his life, you will see he became a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons here in the UK, and also a member of the Royal College of Physicians, which is a double distinction, to be a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons and a member of the Royal College of Physicians. And most importantly, India recognized him with India's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna, which was awarded on the 4th of February, 1961. His life and education and career is quite amazing to follow what he has done. Many, many achievements. He played a very important role in the establishment of Jadavpur TB Hospital, the Chittaranjan Seva Sadan, Kamala Nehru Memorial Hospital, Victoria Institution, Chittaranjan Cancer Hospital. In 1926, the Seva Sadan for women and children was opened, and so on and so on. And very important and a very close friend of Gandhiji, which says that when Gandhiji was undertaking the fast in Pune in 1933, Dr. Roy was attending Gandhiji. And Gandhiji. There are several stories about interactions between Gandhiji. Anyway, we are very fortunate. In his memory, today the country has instituted in 1962, instituted the B.C. Roy National Award, which was given in areas of excellence in areas of medicine, politics, science, philosophy, literature, and arts, and so many other things. So these are the great minds in our land who've shown us a way ahead at the time of fight for independence and more. And we have come back to a point in time, in present day time, where we have to remember these minds, the work they did, and where we have to re-begin a journey similar to that. And amongst us are people, many of whom have the potential, are already doing this. Pavanji is here, already the 400th plus webinar, and we are taking on the spirit of these big minds. So with those few words, delighted to be here and to welcome our two speakers here today. Alok ji, who's known to all of us in this platform, Alok Sharma ji, now based in MEERUT, and also known to all of us here in the platform. We have Karthikeyan ji. I'm also very delighted that we have Dr. Sudhir Bagga ji joining us from America. He is our third contributor for the day, Sudhir Bagga ji. A very, very special person. As we come to Sudhir Bagga's turn, I will introduce Sudhir Bagga ji too. There may be one or two other people who will join us. I have requested Martina Ziska from Czech Republic, who's also MD, a doctor, modern medicine MD from neurologist, but deeply involved in Ayurveda now, to join us from. She's today in Vancouver in Canada, so Martina might join us. The time difference is quite a bit, but she's generally up in the morning. So with those few words, we welcome all our panelists to this wonderful conference today, the 402nd Independent Research Ethics Society's conference. Pavanji will take us forward. So welcome all on Doctor's Day. Thank you all for joining us. Namaskar ji.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. You have every time a new information on the day and celebration. Really great. Great, sir. I am learning moderation from you. I would like to invite Dr. Alok Sharma ji from MEERUT. Welcome, Dr. Alok ji. Welcome. He is our great contributor, resource person. Welcome.
पवन जी नमस्कार। सर्वप्रथम तो मैं बात अपने को ऐसा फील कर रहा हूँ कि पवन जी मुझे बार बार एक ऐसा मौका देते हैं, एक ऐसा मंच देते हैं। मेरे में ये एनर्जी कहाँ से आती है मुझे नहीं पता, पर आज मुझे पता पड़ा हैगा। जिस भूमि से डॉक्टर बीसी राय ने इतना बड़ा क्रांतिकारी काम करा था, उस भूमि से हमारे पवन जी कलकत्ता से बैठ के सारा बंगाल से ये काम कर रहे हैं, तो वो एनर्जी हम लोग को मिल रही, जैसे सूर्य सब लोग को एनर्जी देता हैगा। आज मैं बहुत अधिक टायर्ड था, सुबह 8 बजे से डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम्स में बोलना और इस काम में डॉक्टर्स डे पे लगा हुआ था। मैं वही आज एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करूंगा। मेरा मोस्टली इंटरेक्शन डॉक्टर के साथ रहता है कि मैं हॉस्पिटल में बैठता हूँ, डॉक्टर के साथ रहता हूँ। लोग इसलिए मेरी आलोचना भी करते हैं। आज ग्रुप्स में मुझे कई बार एक कमेंट भी मिले, पर्सनल कमेंट भी मेरे पे व्हाट्सएप में आए कि आप तो वैद्य हैं, आपका डॉक्टर से क्या मतलब है। एक प्रश्न ऐसा आया, डिबेटेबल था, उनकी अपनी फीलिंग थी कि आप डॉक्टर्स के लिए क्यों इतना विश कर रहे हैं, डॉक्टर्स के लिए क्या करते हैं, डॉक्टर तो एलोपैथी वालों के थे, उनके थे, मतलब बड़ा उनकी अपनी भावना है, मैं उनको विरोध तो नहीं करूंगा। तो जब फीलिंग मेरे सामने आई तो क्या हम सोच सकते हैं कि डॉक्टर, वैद्य या हीलर, इन सब बातों में अंतर क्या हैगा। हम सबका पर्पस तो एक ही है कि वैद्य की परिभाषा आयुर्वेद में लिखी हुई हैगी। अगर हम विष्णु पुराण में जाएं तो अब वैद्य को विष्णु भी माना गया हैगा। तो इतना एक वैद्य को सम्मान दिया गया, जहाँ विष्णु भगवान का समकक्ष उनका एक नाम दिया गया हैगा, उसको सम्मानित करा गया हैगा। वो एक चिकित्सा के वो थे, रोगों से बचाते थे, ऐसे व्यक्ति थे। आज अगर डॉक्टर्स, एलोपैथी डॉक्टर्स ऑफिशियली या IMA के उससे डॉक्टर्स लिखते हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है, सम्मान की बात है, हम भी चिकित्सा करते हैं, वो हमारे भाई है, क्या उनके साथ उस सेलिब्रेशन को सेलिब्रेट नहीं कर सकते? अब प्रश्न ये आता कि अब सेलिब्रेट करना हैगा तो ऐसी क्या खूबी थी कि डॉक्टर BC राय का वैद्य का बर्थडे जो नेशनल हेल्थ डॉक्टर्स डे के रूप में सेलिब्रेट हम कर रहे हैं, उनके जन्म के बाद से इसके सेलिब्रेट ऑफिशियली कर रहे हैंगे, तो ऐसी क्या आवश्यकता थी कि हम उनको सेलिब्रेट करें? आज मैं सुबह एक रोटरी की मीटिंग में डॉक्टर्स का वेलकम था, मैं उसमें होस्ट था, तो मुझसे एक बड़ा स्पेशल नॉन डॉक्टर ने एक प्रश्न करा कि आखिरकार कैसे, क्या एक पॉइंट में बोले, क्या USP थी डॉक्टर BC राय की कि आप सब मिलके उनको इतना रिकॉग्नाइज कर रहे हैं? एक USP का विस्तार एक ही लाइन में शब्द में बोलना, नो अदर वर्ड। डॉक्टर BC राय थे, पॉलिटिशियन थे, मुख्यमंत्री थे, फेलोज थे, ये सब कुछ था, भारत रत्न थे। तो मैंने कहा ऐसा था कि देखिएगा कि आज प्रोफेशनल्स जो हमारे हो गए हैंगे, हम सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल्स हो गए हैंगे। डॉक्टर BC राय चिकित्सक होते हुए समाज से इतने जुड़े हुए थे, समाज के व्यक्ति थे, उसी समाज से उन्होंने लीड करा था, उसी समाज के लिए उन्होंने फ्रीडम फाइटर का काम करा था, उसी समाज के लिए वो सबसे जुड़े रहे थे। उस समय पैरिटी नहीं थी, और वो बंगाल था जहाँ डॉक्टर्स और वैद्यों का कोई डिफरेंस नहीं था। शायद अगर आप लोग हिस्ट्री देखें तो राजस्थान का आयुर्वेद की शुरुआत बंगाल से, कलकत्ता से हुई थी। कलकत्ता से वहाँ पे हमारे लक्ष्मीराम स्वामी जी आयुर्वेद लेके आए थे, तो वो परंपरा हम डेवलप करी थी। तो बंगाल वो बड़ा बंगाल था कि जहाँ बहुत बड़ा एक इंटेलेक्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म डेवलप हो चुका था, और वो उसके डॉक्टर BC राय ठीक है भारतीय थे, उस समय बहुत से लोग फ्रीडम फाइटर्स थे। आज हम लोगों में से पता नहीं होगा, होते तो बहुत से फ्रीडम फाइटर होते, तो इतना समय देना निकालना अपने में क्रांतिकारी काम होता है। मैं तुम सबको सैल्यूट करता हूँ। तो और वो जनता के व्यक्ति थे, जनता से जुड़े हुए थे, जनता की सेवा करते थे। आज प्रोफेशनल्स हमारे ऐसे हो गए, मैं डॉक्टर वैद्य के शब्दों में डिबेट में नहीं जाऊंगा, क्योंकि रोज सुबह से आज मुझे बहुत सुनना पड़ता था कि आप तो सब प्रो आयुर्वेदिक हैं, आप आयुर्वेदिक के हैं, आप क्यों ऐसा विश कर रहे हैं? मैं छोटे से एग्जाम्पल्स दूंगा। पिछले 2-3 दिनों में जो मुझे डिफरेंट डॉक्टर से सुनना भी बड़ा अच्छा मजा आया। एक कार्डियो सर्जन पंचकर्मा के लिए मेरे पास आए, क्योंकि जब प्रॉब्लम पड़ती है तो लोगों को बड़ी आवश्यकता पड़ती है। ऐसा नहीं कि वो दूर दूर होते हैं, पर हाँ संकोच करते हैं कि उनको रियली आयुर्वेद मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, उनका इन्फेक्शन। तो उनकी भावनाएं सारी वही थी जो हम आयुर्वेद में, जो हम चरक में, जो हम सुश्रुत में पढ़ते हैं। वो ठीक है, बोले ठीक है, हमने सिस्टम पढ़ा है, हमें इसको कार्य करते हैं, पर इसमें कहीं ये तो नहीं है ना, मतलब कि हम अलग है, दूरियां बना रखी हैं। आज इतनी दूरियां पैदा हो चुकी हैं आयुर्वेद वर्सेज एलोपैथी में। नाम उनका लीडर्स का नहीं बोलूंगा, पिछले दिनों पार्लियामेंट में भी और बड़ी सोशल उसमें डिबेट्स होती थी कि आयुर्वेद ये, एलोपैथी ये, और मतलब बड़ा एक गैंगवार सी चलती थी, मतलब जो मुझे बड़ा ही अच्छा नहीं लगता था। क्योंकि आज अगर हम समाज के उन्मुख कार्य करते हैं, आप देखिएगा समाज के उन्मुख कार्य किसे कहेंगे? आप देखिए गीता में स्पष्ट लिखा हैगा, अगर हम कोई भी कार्य चिकित्सा कार्य नहीं, अगर हम समाज के लिए करते हैं तो भगवान को अर्पण करके करते हैं, तो वही तो सारा कार्य ईश्वरीय कार्य है। अब ईश्वरीय कार्य हम में से जो भी कर रहा है वो नेचुरली ईश्वर के रूप में कार्य करेगा, ईश्वरीय बनेगा। ईश्वर ने कहा कि आप मेरे लिए, समाज के लिए कार्य करो, आप अपने सभी कर्मों को मेरे को अर्पण कर दो, तो आप इसी जन्म में पाप से मुक्त हो जाएंगे। तो मेरे हिसाब से अगर डॉक्टर BC राय की USP थी तो एकमात्र थी कि वो समाज से जुड़े हुए थे, समाज के मतलब से, समाज के हित में उन लोगों की चिकित्सा कर रहे थे। पर एक ऐसा प्रोफेशनल जो मैंने काफी लोगों को देखा, आज हमारे बहुत सारे डिफरेंट पैथी के, एलोपैथी के, आयुर्वेद के और होम्योपैथी के कई सारे पार्लियामेंट तक पहुंचे, लीडर्स भी बने, मुख्यमंत्री आयुर्वेद के कई लोग मुख्यमंत्री भी बने। अभी भी एक स्टेट में आयुर्वेद के BMS हमारे मुख्यमंत्री हैं, और छत्तीसगढ़ में भी मुख्यमंत्री बने हमारे। पर वो लोग केवल लीडर्स बन गए थे, वो समाज के लोगों से जुड़े हुए नहीं थे। जब तक हम समाज से नहीं जुड़ेंगे, समाज के लिए चिंतन नहीं करेंगे, समाज की सोच नहीं रखेंगे, जब तक हमें एक कॉस्मोस जो है, ब्रह्मांड जो है, वो हमको हेल्प नहीं करता। मैं रियली, आप सोचिए, जब भी मंच पे आता हूँ, कोई पढ़ाई वढ़ाई करके, कोई मेकअप करके नहीं आता। अभी सिर्फ मैं 5 मिनट पहले सो के उठा हूँ, दिन भर से बहुत टायर्ड था, 4 प्रोग्राम अटेंड कर चुका हूँ, पर एक जोश था। आज पवन जी ने आदेश दिया है, एनर्जी तो पवन जी देंगे मेरे को, एनर्जी तो बदन जी देंगे। जब उनका चेहरा देखूंगा तो अपने आप ही एनर्जी तो अग्निहोत्री जी देंगे। मेरे पास एनर्जी नहीं थी, कोई सोच नहीं थी। तो आप देखिए वो कार्डिक सर्जन की सोच कि अगर हम मिलकर कार्य करें, समाज के लिए कार्य करें, वो आज किसी वजह से आप कहेंगे कि आयुर्वेद के लोग ज्यादा सेवा कर जाते हैं, क्योंकि आप देखिए पदार्थ विज्ञान में हम जब फर्स्ट ईयर में बीएमएस करने जाते हैं तो मन आत्मा इतना कूट के पढ़ाया जाता है कि हमारी आत्मा जागृत हो जाती है, वो बड़ी मुश्किल से कलुषित होती है, बड़ी मुश्किल से कलुषित होती है। ये मैं 1980 की 1970 की बात कर रहा हूँ, 1990 के जोधपुर स्वामी की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ। आज एजुकेशन में डिफरेंस आ गया है। अगर फर्स्ट ईयर में अगर बीएमएस के विद्यार्थी को शुरू में ही चरक का सूत्र स्थान मन आत्मा के विषय में जो इतना विस्तृत लिखा गया है अगर बताया जाए तो उसकी आत्मा जागृत होगी, वो आत्मा परमात्मा से जुड़ी होगी, वो समाज के लिए कार्य करेगा। तो ऐसे कार्य हम नहीं कर रहे। आज सुबह हमारे मेरठ शहर के फेमस 350 बेड का कैंसर हॉस्पिटल है केएमसी, डॉक्टर सुनील गुप्ता को जब हम ऑनर कर रहे थे तो उन्होंने बड़ा अच्छा वो बात बोला कि आज समाज इतना कलुषित हो गया है कि चिकित्सा पे बिलीव नहीं कर रहा है, चिकित्सा पे विश्वास नहीं कर रहा है, इतनी दूरियां बढ़ गई हैं, इतना शक बढ़ गया है। हो सकता है हर प्रोफेशन में कुछ पॉल्यूटेड लोग हों, पर इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि प्रोफेशन ही पॉल्यूटेड है। हमारी सोच इतनी वैसी हो गई है कि हम हर समय दूसरे को चोर समझ रहे हैं। ठीक है, प्रोफेशनल बढ़ गया है, पर मैं एक प्रश्न पूछूंगा, क्या रोगी नहीं चाहता कि मैं महंगे से बड़े, जहाँ बड़े से बड़े हॉस्पिटल में जाऊं, जहाँ मैं हेल्थ कार्ड लेके जाऊं, जहाँ मेरे एक मोटा सा बिल बने, पब्लिक में हल्ला करूं कि साहब मेरा उस हॉस्पिटल में ट्रीटमेंट हुआ था। कोरोना पीरियड में हम मेरठ में बहुत अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट आयुर्वेदिक एलोपैथिक से प्रोवाइड कर रहे थे, पर मेरे मेरठ शहर के रोकते रोकते मेरे बहुत क्लोज बिजनेसमैन फ्रेंड्स थे, वो लिए तो सीधे अपोलो पहुंचते थे। इसे अपोलो में ही खास इलाज होने वाला। अपोलो का विरोध नहीं कर रहा, अपोलो बहुत अच्छा हॉस्पिटल है, पर अगर एक सुविधा लोकली अवेलेबल थी तो ऐसी क्या चीज थी, पर उनके लिए अपोलो स्टैंडर्ड था कि अपोलो में इलाज कराया था। एक विश्वास लोकली नहीं बनना था, जबकि हर चिकित्सक कैपेबिलिटी चाहे एलोपैथी का आयुर्वेद का। तो ये दूरियां अगर हम नहीं घटा पाते हैं तो हम बड़ा मुश्किल पड़ जाता है। और एक यूएसपी जो डॉक्टर बीसी राय की थी, आज मैंने एक व्हाट्सएप मैसेज फ्लैश करा था, काफी लोगों ने मेरे आज्ञोति वगैरह सबने पढ़ा होगा कि मैंने कहा बीसी राय की प्रॉपर्टी, बीसी राय के गुण अगर हम चिकित्सकों के अंदर आ जाएं, पैथी क्या है वो मेरे महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है, तो हम सब समाज के लिए कार्य करेंगे। तब हम एक समाज में भगवान का दर्जा पाएंगे। कुछ वर्ष पूर्व ये थे कि हम भगवान थे, पब्लिक हर डॉक्टर को भगवान मानती थी, आज वो उसको भगवान का दूसरा रूप, जो राक्षस वाला रूप है, उसमें रिकॉग्नाइज करने लगे हैं। कारण बहुत सारे हैं उसके, ठीक है कि वो जबरदस्ती आईसीयू की ऑब्जर्वेशन डाल दिया जाएगा कुछ दिन के लिए, वेंटिलेटर शोपीस के रूप में कॉस्मेटिक वेंटिलेटर भी लगा दिया जाएगा जो है। सुबह शाम लेबोरेटरी टेस्ट इतने बड़े होंगे कि जन्म पत्ती छोटी बन जाती है, उससे बड़े उनके सुबह टेस्ट अलग होंगे, शाम को टेस्ट हो सकते, जैसे कोई मेडिसिन की चेंज हो जाएगा। ये प्रोफेशनलिज्म बढ़ गया है, पर इस प्रोफेशन को बढ़ाने के लिए हर डॉक्टर रेस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है, उसमें पब्लिक भी कम रेस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं। वो चाहती है कि खर्चा हो, अगर आप ड्रामा नहीं कर रहे हैं, अगर आप ये एक्टिंग नहीं कर रहे हैं तो एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहा है। सैल्यूट टू दैट पीरियड जैसे बीसी राज ने कलकत्ता में या बंगाल में वो चीज करा था, अगर वो चीज आज माहौल हमें बनाने की जरूरत है। अब आप देखिए आयुर्वेद के अंदर चिकित्सकों के बड़े अच्छे गुण लिखे होंगे, मैं ये नहीं कहता कि एलोपैथी में नहीं होंगे, पर मैंने किसी टेक्स्ट में गूगल पे मिल जाए, पर किसी टेक्स्ट में पढ़ने को नहीं मिले। जैसे कि हमारा जो चिकित्सक है वो कितने बार शास्त्रों को सुने, पढ़े नहीं सुने। सुनने का मतलब मैं किसी टीचर के पास, गुरु के पास जाऊंगा ना, केवल ऐसा तो नहीं कि मैंने एक स्टोरी बुक जैसा प्राइस की मेडिसिन पढ़ ली या चरक संहिता पढ़ ली तो मेरा काम चल जाएगा, क्योंकि वो सुनने वाला लिखा है, श्रुते वाला लिखा है, और उसको वो दूसरा जो चिकित्सा का जो व्यवसाय है उसको उतना अधिक उसने अपने हाथ से करा हो और प्रत्यक्ष देखा हो किसी सीनियर के अंडर में। आज क्या हो रहा है इमीडिएटली जो मैं देखता हूँ कि मैं चाहे वो एलोपैथिक एमबीबीएस निकल रहा हूँ प्राइवेट कॉलेज से, या आयुर्वेदिक पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट निकल रहे हो, वो इमीडिएटली आकर के मार्केट में, क्योंकि उन्होंने बड़ा पैसा लगाया है पढ़ने के अंदर, मोटी मोटी फीस दी है कि भैया ग्रेजुएशन के लिए भी पीजी के लिए भी 70 लाख की अगर पीजी की सीट लेंगे तो एक्सपेक्टेडली है कि भाई साहब वो तो अपना उनको तो एक इंडस्ट्री बनानी है। बनाना हैगा। पर उस समय डॉक्टर बीसी राय के जमाने में वो टाइम नहीं था। उस समय हम सब सरकारी या गुरु परंपरा में सीख के पढ़ते थे, तो हमारे अंदर आदर्शवादी था। आज अगर वो आदर्शवादी तो हम लेके नहीं आ पा रहे हैं। ये पीड़ा मेरी ही नहीं है, ये पीड़ा मैंने मोस्टली एलोपैथ की भी देखी। आज दूसरे मेरे साथ सर्जन थे, ऑर्थोपेडिक सर्जन, और वो मेरठ आईबीएम के प्रेसिडेंट है। सेम वही पीड़ा कि आज पब्लिक हमको एक अपना वो मान लिए, जैसे कहते हैं ना डिफरेंस, दूरी वाला, क्या हमारे अंदर मन नहीं है, क्या हमारे अंदर आत्मा नहीं है, क्या हम ईमानदार रहना नहीं चाहते, क्यों ऐसी उम्मीद करते हैं। इस माहौल में अगर हम डॉक्टर बीसी राय का जन्मदिन मनाते हैं, उनके गुणों की चर्चा करते हैं, तो निश्चित रूप से हम कहीं आशा करते हैं, कोशिश करते हैं कि वो गुण हमारे अंदर आए। क्योंकि अगर उन गुणों का अगर हम अंदर नहीं लेते हैं, हैप्पी बर्थडे अगर हमें कहना हैगा, आज नेशनल उसमें उनका बर्थडे अगर सेलिब्रेट करना, हैप्पी डॉक्टर्स डे कह के अगर हमें एक गाना गाना है ट्विंकल ट्विंकल स्टार जैसा, तो हमें कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला। अगर हमें केक काट के सिर्फ करना है, सेलिब्रेशन से कुछ नहीं होने वाला। डॉक्टर बीसी राय आज नहीं है, वो कहाँ प्रभु में मिले हुए होंगे, क्योंकि वो एक साधु पुरुष थे। साधु पुरुष होना और एक चिकित्सक के साथ साधुत्व आ जाना, वो अपने में बीसी राय बनाता है। आज आयुर्वेद के व्यक्ति बहुत सारे करते हैंगे, पर वही व्यक्ति चिकित्सक समाज में पूजनीय होते हैं। व्यवसाय करना, पैसा कमाना बहुत अच्छी बात है, कमाते होंगे। समाज में पूजनीय बनना, एक अपने में ईश्वरत्व गुण लाना, वो प्रॉपर्टी डॉक्टर बीसी राय ने अपने एक्शन से प्रोड्यूस करी थी। अभी डॉक्टर मदन जी ने बताया, प्रोफेसर मदन जी ने, कि वो फेलो ऑफ रॉयल सोसाइटी ऑफ मेडिसिन भी थे, फेलो ऑफ रॉयल सोसाइटी सर्जन थे। आप देखिए कितना डिफरेंट हुआ है। इसका मतलब कितना उन्होंने पढ़ा होगा, कितना उन्होंने सीखा होगा। रॉयल सोसाइटी ऑफ मेडिसिन का फेलो बनना है, रॉयल सोसाइटी ऑफ सर्जन का फेलो बनना इज नॉट ए जोक। मतलब लगातार निरंतर उन्होंने पढ़ने का अभ्यास भी करा होगा। वो फ्रीडम फाइटर भी थे, इसका मतलब वहां भी वो लगे हुए थे। वो महात्मा गांधी से भी जुड़े हुए थे, इंस्पायर्ड तो वो भी कहीं से हुए थे ना, उनका भी कोई रोल मॉडल होगा ना। तो इक्वली अगर रोल मॉडल हमारे भी डॉक्टर बीसी राय जैसे बने, तभी तो हम समाज के लिए जागरूक पुरुष बन सकते हैं। केवल ये कहने से कि साहब हैप्पी डॉक्टर्स डे, तो एक बहुत आधी अधूरी बात होगी। पीड़ा मैंने मोस्टली डॉक्टर्स की यही देखी कि वो भी समाज से जुड़ना चाहते हैं। आज कहीं उनके मन में भी एक भाव आएगा, वो ये तो मान चुके हैं कि यार हमारी कंडीशन थी कि हम इस स्ट्रीम में आए, हमने ये पढ़ा, तो ठीक है। आज औषधि वाले फील्ड में आज आयुर्वेद बहुत अच्छा कोरोना पोस्ट कोविड पीरियड में बहुत अच्छा आपको प्रूव कर पाया है ना। अभी हमारे जो साउथ से डॉक्टर साहब बोलने वाले ऑटिज्म के ऊपर, मैं देखता हूँ उनका वक्त रहेगा कि बहुत कुछ वो समाज से जुड़ के एक पीड़ा लेके पैदा हो रहे हैं। ऑटिज्म में एक मेरा भी चैप्टर है, क्योंकि मेरा बेटा 28 साल ऑटिज्म से पीड़ित रहा था, तो डिफरेंट ट्रायल्स, डिफरेंट सोच और उसकी पीड़ा। तो लोग मुझसे पूछते थे, यार अब तक का बेटा तो बोलता भी नहीं हैगा और कोई इशारे से अपनी डिमांड भी नहीं करता हैगा, तो कैसे आपको पता पड़ता है कि इसको खाना खाना या पानी पीना या टॉयलेट आ रहा है? बड़ा एक बेसिक क्वेश्चन, कुछ नहीं बोलता था वो भाई, बट 28 साल हमारे साथ रहा। तो मेरे ये बहुत सिंपल बात है, बड़ा अच्छा लगता है कि बहुत सिंपल बात है। कैसे सिंपल बात है? क्योंकि उसकी हमारी फीलिंग जुड़ी हुई थी, वाइब्रेशन जुड़ी हुई थी, उसकी भूख हमको लगती थी, उसकी प्यास हमको लगती थी, हम इक्वली उसके लिए कार्य कर जाते थे। जो है उसको टॉयलेट आ रहा है, हमें अपना फील हो जाता था अपने आप ही, उसके बिना कहे जो है हम उसको टॉयलेट में डाल देते थे। वो रात में बिस्तर गीला कर रहा था, हमारी आंख अपने आप खुल जाती थी, क्योंकि हमने इंटरलिंक्ड हो गए थे। अगर हम ऐसे ही रोगी, जितने रोगी हैं, आयुर्वेद में लिखा है कि अगर रोगी की चिकित्सा अपने पुत्रवत करें, जहाँ इसलिए लिखा है कि रोगी की चिकित्सा पुत्रवत करें, तो हमारी वाइब्रेशन, हमारी वेवलेंथ, हमारी सोच उससे जुड़ जाती है। चिकित्सा केवल एक ऐसा विषय नहीं है कि आप फिजिकल बॉडी का चिकित्सा कर रहे हैं। फिजिकल बॉडी की चिकित्सा कर रहे हैं तो ठीक है, आप लेबोरेटरी टेस्ट कराएंगे और लेबोरेटरी टेस्ट में जो आएगा, इसका मतलब आज जो चिकित्सा का व्यवसाय कहाँ खड़ा हो गया है, आप पेशेंट आने के बाद डिफरेंट टेस्ट की लिस्ट विद MRI, CT स्कैन, जो भी कुछ है, मैं रेट्स के और उसके कट के बारे में नहीं कहूंगा इस मंच पे, पर उसके पीछे इंटेंशन क्या कि रिपोर्ट्स आएंगी और इमीडिएटली कोई मेडिसिन लिख दी जाएगी अकॉर्डिंगली। नहीं सोचे इस व्यक्ति की आवश्यकता क्या हैगा। आप देखिएगा जो स्कार्लेट थोरोसिस से मेरे पास आए थे, डॉक्टर अनिल कपूर, मैं नाम भी बोल देता हूँ, उनके फादर इन लॉ मैं आपको शेयर करता हूँ। उनके फादर इन लॉ ने आज मेरठ में मेडिकल कॉलेज में बना दिया, मुलायम सिंह मेडिकल कॉलेज के नाम से। आजकल कुछ नाम चेंज कर दिया है, नॉर्थन कुछ है ऐसा। तो नेशनल एनसीआर मेडिकल कॉलेज बन गया हैगा, सारा एमडी एमएस सब होता है। तो वो डॉक्टर ओम प्रकाश अग्रवाल जी, ये बात है 1975, 76, 77 की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ। वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल में फिजिशियन थे, एमडी मेडिसिन थे। तो जब भी मैं मेरिट आता था छुट्टियों में, मैं उनके क्लिनिक पे जाके बैठा करता था। तो उनका एक कहना था कि भाई डॉक्टर आलोक, मैं तुमको ना तो कुछ बताऊंगा, ना तुम मुझसे कुछ पूछोगे, परमिशन इस बात की कि आप मेरी क्लिनिक पे आके साइलेंटली बैठे रहोगे, यही मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा आशीर्वाद। एक दिन एक पेशेंट आई और उसको उन्होंने आके, साहब डॉक्टर साहब मुझे फीवर है। तो डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा, डॉक्टर साहब इसका जो चेकअप करिएगा पेशेंट का, बताइए क्यों फीवर है, नो क्वेश्चन। बड़ा अजीब वो था। और उस समय हम हचिनसन के लगे रहते थे, अग्निहोत्री जी समझ सकते हैं, टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक। हचिनसन को हम सारे सिस्टम पढ़ते थे, बड़ा थारोली पढ़ते थे। मैं डॉक्टर अग्रवाल करते भी देखता था, मेरे मन में भी होता हचिनसन को मास्टरी करनी। तो मैंने सिर्फ उसकी आंखें उठा के सिर्फ इतना सा नहीं देखा कि इसको जॉन्डिस की वजह से फीवर। सिर्फ आप देखिएगा उसी रोगी के सामने, उसी ओपीडी की क्लिनिक में डॉक्टर साहब ने मेरे फर्स्ट क्लास झापड़ मारा, ये बड़े मैं गर्व से कहता हूँ। तो वो झापड़ मेरे लिए एक शिक्षा था कि मुझे रोगी को पूरा सांगोपांग परीक्षण करना है, आयुर्वेदिक मेथड हो और एलोपैथिक मेथड हो। बिना रोगी परीक्षण के आप चिकित्सा की तरफ ना बढ़े। रोगी का, उस रोगी के रोग का कारण आप नहीं जान पाते। एलोपैथी में भी ये होता है, आयुर्वेद तो कहते हैं एलोपैथी में भी होता है। पर आज वो विधा, आज हम पेशेंट का पेट भी छू के नहीं देखते कि लीवर कितना पड़ा हुआ है, स्प्लीन टेंडर है क्या, यूट्रस की पोजीशन क्या हो रही है, कि कोई टेंडर, मतलब लंग्स का परकशन तो बहुत दूर की बात है, ऑस्कल्टेशन भी करना हम नहीं चाहते हैं। सीधा हम तो सीटी स्कैन और उसमें HRCT और इन सभी भी में लगे रह जाते हैं। तो उन सब परीक्षणों से आज इतना हम कॉमर्शलाइज हो गए हैं कि हमने रोगी से रिश्ता तो छोड़ दिया, सिर्फ उसके रोग से रिश्ता रखा है। और रोगी और रोग दो डिफरेंट शब्द हैं, डिफरेंट आयोलॉजी है। आयुर्वेद, चरक, सुश्रुत इस पर बहुत अधिक जोर देते हैं, हमारी तो हर संहिता इस पर जोर देती है। तो हम तो उससे नहीं डेविएट हो पाए। पर हमारे कुछ चिकित्सक उसी परंपरा में लेबोरेटरी बेस्ड चिकित्सक हो गए, लेबोरेटरी बेस्ड चिकित्सक हो गए। मैं जैसे बहुत सारे पेशेंट ऑनलाइन में अटेंड करता हूँ, तो मेरे पे क्या होता है, डिफरेंट रिपोर्ट्स भेज दी जाती हैं कि साहब इसकी मेडिसिन बताइए। तो मैंने कहा बंधु एक बार ये बताइएगा, क्या मुझे ट्रीटमेंट इस रिपोर्ट का करना है कि इस पेशेंट का करना है। बोले आपको इससे क्या मतलब पड़ा। तो मैं कहता हूँ कि भैया मैं तो रोगी की चिकित्सा कर सकता हूँ, रिपोर्ट्स मुझे हेल्प कर सकती हैं, पर रिपोर्ट मेन क्राइटेरिया नहीं हो सकता कभी भी। क्योंकि टेस्ट रिपोर्ट आप 100% सही मान लें, है नहीं वैसे, यही उनका टेस्ट कहता है, प्रैक्टिकली भी यही बात है। पर फिर भी अगर मान लें तो वो टेस्ट रिपोर्ट उस समय की स्टेटस ही तो बता रहा है। रोगी की परीक्षण तो आपने करा नहीं, रोग का हेतु तो आपने जानने की कोशिश ही नहीं करे। त्रिविध, द्विविध, दशविध परीक्षा तो आपने कभी करी नहीं जो है। तो मैं तो ये समझता हूँ कि उस समय के हर चिकित्सक, जैसे कि मेरा मेडिसिन में एक उस समय की बेड साइड मेडिसिन मजूमदार की अवेलेबल थी, जो उस समय के चिकित्सक बैठे होंगे शायद, बेड साइड मेडिसिन मजूमदार जी की थी। वो उसमें यह था कि पेशेंट को बेड पे जाकर के कैसे परीक्षण करके आपको वहां औषधि दी, जिसके मतलब वहां लेबोरेटरी नहीं थी। इस हमारे मेरठ शहर के अंदर जो मुझे हिस्ट्री मालूम पड़ी, सुभारती मेडिकल कॉलेज के जो ओनर है, उनकी वाइफ पहली बार अल्ट्रासाउंड इस मेरठ शहर में आई थी। तो मेरा प्रश्न है, क्या अल्ट्रासाउंड से पहले हम निदान नहीं कर पाते थे, जबकि उस समय तो लोग इतने थे नहीं। क्या बीसी राय के पास अल्ट्रासाउंड थी, क्या बीसी राय के पास MRI था, या आज डेवलप लेबोरेटरी थी। पर उनके अंदर एक पीड़ा थी कि रोगी को पकड़ना है। इसलिए अगर वो रोगी से जुड़े हुए नहीं होते तो बंगाल की इतनी बड़ी जनता उनको इतना बड़ा लीडर बनाने की कल्पना भी नहीं कर पाती। सिर्फ उनकी ये सोच मुझे बड़ी आइडियल लगती है कि रोगी से जुड़ के तो देखो यार, रोगी को आप एक आइटम मत मानो, रोगी को आप वो मत मानो कि ये पैसा देने का ATM मशीन है, निकालना है। उनकी वो पीड़ा आप देखिए, डॉक्टर BC राय प्रोफेशनल में कहाँ तक पहुंचे। तो वो समाज सेवा कब करते थे यार, समाज सेवा तो उनके प्रोफेशन का पार्ट था ना। आज समाज सेवा हमसे बहुत हट गई है। आज हमारे कुछ फिजिशियंस या सर्जन ऐसे हैं, उनके अमाउंट या उनके एसेट्स के बारे में ED ही बता सकता है, मतलब ED मतलब एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टर ही बता सकता है, नहीं तो उनको भी नहीं पता है कि कहाँ से लॉकर में कितना कहाँ रखा है। और बंधन भागे जा रहे हैं। मैं देखता हूँ ब्लड शुगर लेवल उनका यूं क्यों भागा जा रहा है, और डायबिटीज तो वो छोड़ते नहीं, पानी पीते ही वो टॉयलेट में जाके बैठ जाते हैं। पर जहाँ पेशेंट आता है भाई साहब, उनके तो कंप्यूटर बहुत भागने लगता है, वो किसी को छोड़ते नहीं, पेशेंट पे अगर सिंपैथी नहीं होती। तो अगर ऐसे माहौल में हम सब मिलके एक ऐसा अच्छा माहौल बनाने की कोशिश करें कि हमारा हर चिकित्सक, पैथी क्या है ये अपना अपना विषय हो सकता है, घर में अलग अलग भाई के अलग प्रोफेशन हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि मैंने बहुत से ऐसे देखे कि एक भाई आयुर्वेदिक एक भाई एलोपैथी में, तो उनमें कोई दुश्मनी का क्या मतलब पड़ा। पर हम एक सोच तो बनाए कि कैसे हम मतलब किसी विचारधारा को, इस सोच को, और बीसी राय जैसे आइडियल कहाँ मिलेगा जिसने भारत रत्न भी लिया। हम में से किसी की मन में एक भाग सुना होगा यार बीसी राय को भारत रत्न मिला था, मैं तो सोचूंगा कि हमारे पवन जी को मिले, पवन जी इतने 402 में पहुंच गए, 4000 तक पहुंचेंगे, इनको नंबर इनका भी आना चाहिएगा। मदन जी देखिए जब हर समय एक्टिव रहते हैं, मैं तो भारत रत्न इनको भी मिलना चाहिएगा। हर एक के मन में कल्पना है, अच्छी बात है, कल्पना सोचना अच्छी बात है, एक एम तो बनाया हमने कुछ पाने के लिए, मेरे मन में भी भाव होगा। पर उसके लिए हम क्या कहते हैं ना, निष्काम रूप का कर्म करें, हम अपने सब काम ईश्वर को समर्पित करके उस रोगी को भगवान मान के सेवा करें, तो हमें बीसी राय तक बनने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं। हैप्पी डॉक्टर्स डे तो तभी सेलिब्रेट होगा ना, हैप्पी डॉक्टर्स डे केवल हैप्पी, आज बहुत सारे व्हाट्सएप मैसेज मेरे पास आ रहे थे, मैं अपने मोस्टली व्हाट्सएप मैसेज सेल्फ ही बनाता हूँ अपने शास्त्रों के आधार पे। मैंने उन डॉक्टर्स को वो मैसेज भेज रहा हूँ जो आयुर्वेद में पढ़ ली थे, अब उनको बड़ा अच्छा लगा, ये घंटे बजा रहे हैं ना, हमारे वाइब्रेशंस कर रहे हैं ना, कि हमारा मन आत्मा को जगाओ ना इनकी जो है। और वो हमारे ये नहीं कि एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर्स की बात कर रहा हूँ, वो हर सिस्टम में ऐसे लोग आ गए हैं कि पैसा बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण हो गया, क्योंकि पैसा समाज में बहुत आवश्यक है। पैसा किसके लिए आवश्यक नहीं है, पैसा हर काम के लिए आवश्यक है, पर वो पैसा कौन सा वाला, एक चिंतन ये भी तो करें। आज हमारा विश्वास अपने ऊपर है, ईश्वर के ऊपर नहीं है। ईश्वर कभी किसी का कोई रास्ता रोकता नहीं है, हम ईश्वरवादी नहीं बनना है। ईश्वर से मतलब मेरा ABCD नाम से नहीं है, ईश्वर सुप्रीम पावर से, ईश्वर मेरा कॉस्मोस है, हम वो सब भूल चुके हैं। तो मुझे तो ये लगता है कल्पना यही होती है कि वो बंगाल, बीसी राय जी का बंगाल, बीसी राय जी की कलकत्ता, वो वाली कलकत्ता थी जिसने पूरे उस समय के मतलब मेरे जयपुर राजस्थान को तो आयुर्वेद दिया। अग्निहोत्री जी को सुन के ताज्जुब हो कि मैं एक हिस्टोरिकल इतनी चीज एविडेंस दे रहा हूँ कि स्वामी लक्ष्मीराम स्वामी जी कलकत्ता गए थे और वहां से आयुर्वेद लाए। दिल्ली में आयुर्वेद मजुमदार जी लेके आए थे, अशोक मजुमदार जी के, आशुतोष मजुमदार जी थे, CCM के प्रेसिडेंट भी रहे थे। तो सारा माइग्रेशन वहां से हुआ। मैं नहीं कह रहा कि साउथ में आयुर्वेद डेवलप नहीं करा था, मैं नहीं कह रहा कि नॉर्थ में आयुर्वेद डेवलप नहीं करा था, पर स्ट्रीम शाखाएं सारी वहां से निकली थी, ईस्ट से निकली थी। वहां का ईस्ट का सूरज छिपता नहीं था शायद ज्ञान का, वो उस समय का बंगाल था, उस समय का आयुर्वेद था, उस समय का चिकित्सा शास्त्र था। आज नैतिकता हमारे प्रोफेशन से साफ हो गई है। आज एक हर डॉक्टर, अब छोटे से कस्बे में अगर कलकत्ता में 4 मेडिकल कॉलेज हो जाएंगे, जहाँ की पॉपुलेशन मुश्किल से 2 लाख होगी, तो मरीजों का हमारा क्या हालत होगा, कैसे खींचा जाता होगा। हमें इतने मेडिकल कॉलेज आज बनते चले जा रहे हैं, चाहे आयुर्वेद के बने या एलोपैथी के बने। आज आप देखिएगा, मुझे कहने में संकोच नहीं कि यूपी के जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल से उनका कन्वर्जन और प्रमोशन टू मेडिकल कॉलेज और इंस्टीट्यूट, ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट डेवलप करा जा रहा है। छोटे छोटे शहरों में मेडिकल कॉलेज बनने होंगे, उनकी टीचिंग फैकल्टी मिलनी नहीं है, कि वहाँ रोगी इतने मिलने नहीं होंगे, आवश्यकताएं नहीं आएंगी, तो हम कॉमर्शियलाइजेशन क्यों बढ़ा रहे हैं। आज BMS कॉलेज में एक प्रश्न करूं कि ठीक है कुछ कॉलेज मेरे नाम पे खुले, मेरे सामने आज तक ये नहीं आया कि कोई क्राइटेरिया ऐसा नहीं है कि कितने कॉलेजेस कितनी स्टेट में या उस सिटी में खुलने आवश्यक है, कोई पैरामीटर नहीं है, केवल अप्लाई कीजिए, परमिशन लीजिए, कॉलेज खोलिएगा। मतलब तो अगर शिक्षा का हमने ये हाल कर दिया है, अब डेडिकेटेड चिकित्सक पवन जी से जो जबरदस्ती आगे नहीं करेंगे, लाएंगे, एग्जाम्पल नहीं बनाएंगे, तो सोसाइटी इनको आगे नहीं होगी। आज ठीक है बीसी रॉय जी हमारे लिए इमेजिन में, हमारे ख्वाबों में, हमारे सोच से जुड़े हुए हैं, पर अगर हमारे पवन जी जैसे लोग हमारे इस प्लेटफॉर्म से मदन जी जैसे लोग आगे लाएं, आज मैं निश्चित कह रहा हूँ कि मदन जी को देख के बहुत लोग इंस्पायर्ड होंगे। यार क्या मजा आता है इनको, रोज शाम को 6 बजे लेके अपना बैठ जाते हैं साहब, तो जो है क्या मजा आता है। नेत्र जी को गला खराब है फिर भी छुट्टी नहीं ली, आके ड्यूटी पे, पहले छुट्टी ले लेते मेडिकल कॉलेज से, पर आप छुट्टी ले रहे। कल पवन जी के रिटायर हो रहे हैं, उसी टाइम 6 बजे वहीं से चल जाएगा प्रोग्राम। तो ये डेडिकेशन कि कितनी आवश्यकता प्रोफेशन के अंदर। और व्यवसाय पैथी की बात मत उलझे, पैथी में ना उलझे। आज मुझे बहुत सुनना पड़ा कि साहब तो आयुर्वेद के मतलब आदमी आप डॉक्टर से कर रहे हैं। अरे मेरे डॉक्टर जो तो बिजी राय थे ना, मैं तो उनके लिए कर रहा हूँ ना यार, उसमें क्या मतभेद है मेरे लिए। मुझे रियली आज बहुत कुछ सुनना पड़ा। और व्हाट्सएप पे बहुत प्यारे लोगों ने मुझे अच्छे अच्छे मैसेज करे। मैं कभी भी उनको रिएक्ट नहीं करता, मेरा एक बड़ा अच्छा है, मैं रिएक्ट नहीं करता। मैं उनको लेता हूँ यार मेरे लिए पॉजिटिव है कि यार कम से कम कुछ इनकी पीड़ा तो है, इनकी पीड़ा शांत करनी चाहिए। मैं प्रार्थना कर लेता हूँ प्रभु इनको, इनकी आत्मा को शांत करो, इनको सच्ची राह दिखाओ कि यार हम लोग कॉस्मोस हैं, हम लोग कॉस्मोस हैं, हम कुछ नहीं हैंगे। डॉक्टर बीसी राय कॉस्मोस थे, कॉस्मोस से जुड़े हुए थे। ऐसे व्यक्ति की ना जात होती, ना पात होती, ना कुछ होती, ना पेशा होता। वो ठीक है चिकित्सा के माध्यम से सेवा कर रहे थे, हम भी अपने चिकित्सा के माध्यम से और डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म से सेवा कर सकते हैं। आज मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा, मेरे साथ आई सर्जन भी थे, कैंसर स्पेशलिस्ट भी थे, जो करीब 70,000 सर्जरी कर चुके, 70,000 सर्जरी कर चुके हैं। ये 350 बेड का कैंसर हॉस्पिटल चला रहे हैं। अब उनकी पीड़ा मैंने एक दी कि अरे मैंने कि यार ये तो सब एक ही कुनबे के मतलब खानदान के वो हैं, और नाम ही तो अलग अलग है यार। तो ऐसी चीजें हम जागृत करते रहेंगे। और आज का जो हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म है यूट्यूब है, तो आज तो रिकॉर्ड में आ जाएगा। ये तो ये पवन जी ने फांस दिया है, जो कुछ हम बोल रहे हैं वो रिकॉर्ड में आ गया है। लोग आगे देख के इंस्पायर्ड होते रहेंगे। आज की स्ट्रेंथ में ना जाए, लोग इंस्पिरेशन मिलेगा। और बर्थडे सेलिब्रेशन मेरे लिए तो सिंपल सा एक इंस्पिरेशन का हुआ है। अगर उनके आदर्श, महात्मा गांधी का 2 अक्टूबर को मनाए, उनके आदर्श हम नहीं ले पाते तो हमें नहीं मनाना चाहिए। अगर भगवान कृष्ण की हम आदर्श नहीं ले पाते तो हमें जन्माष्टमी नहीं मनानी चाहिए। अगर आप दुर्गा के आदर्श नहीं ले पाते, दुर्गा सप्तती को नहीं समझ पाते तो हमें नवरात्रि पूजन नहीं करना चाहिए। अगर हम राम को नहीं जानते हो तो हम राम का जन्मदिन मनाना नहीं चाहिए। मतलब रियली वो हमारे एक आइडियल है, उनके गुणों का हम अपने अंदर आधान करें, तभी हम चिकित्सक, अच्छे चिकित्सक बनेंगे। और दुर्गा सप्तती देखें तो वो भी चिकित्सा के लिए, गीता देखें तो गीता तो मैं कहूँ एक शब्द पूरा चिकित्सा शास्त्री है। भगवान कृष्ण ने जो अर्जुन को जिस ढंग से मोटिवेट करा, आप देखिएगा एटीट्यूड, साइकोलॉजी इतनी चेंज कर दी। मेन तो साइकोलॉजी है। हम चिकित्सा मन की नहीं करते कभी भी, हम तो भौतिक शरीर की चिकित्सा में लगे रहते हैं और निष्फल हो जाते हैं, रिजल्ट नहीं मिलते। तो मेरी तो आप सबसे प्रार्थना है कि इस लाइन पे ट्रैक पे सोचें, तो निश्चित रूप से हम समाज का बहुत बड़ा हित करेंगे। क्योंकि हम सबका मोस्टली सीनियर सिटीजन बैठे होंगे, उनका दायित्व बनता है कि कुछ ऐसे संस्कार, कुछ ऐसा माहौल छोड़ के जाएं कि सभी लोग एक ही राह पे चलें और रोगी की चिकित्सा इस ढंग से करें, पुत्रवत करें और ईश्वर का पद पाएं। ये मेरी प्रार्थना है। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपने सभी पहलुओं को बहुत अच्छी तरह छुआ, बहुत ही अच्छी तरह छुआ। एक बहुत ही एक विस्तृत हमको आपका आशीर्वाद मिला। ये इको क्यों हो रही मैं नहीं जानता हूँ। रूम को तो मैं एक चीज केवल और याद दिलाना चाहता हूँ इस मौके पर, आदरणीय विधान चंद्र राय जी के जन्मदिन के मौके पर। आदरणीय जामिनी भूषण राय जी, he was an allopathic doctor and established government JV Rai Ayurvedic hospital here in West Bengal. He was a renowned physician of allopathy. Then also he started Ayurvedic college and he is remembered as Kaviraj Jamini Bhushan Rai ji. That is also a great example from the West Bengal. And one more, in the morning, Agnihotri ji communicated this. Srute paryavada tattvam bahusho drasht karmata daksham shochmiti geyam vedya gun chatushtayam. The qualities of a Vedya or physician are excellent knowledge in the text, good practical knowledge, experience, proficiency, discipline, cleanliness, clarity, and purity of mind and body. I hope now answer is there, which made Vidan Chandra Roy as a best physician or Jamini Bhushan Rai ji as a best physician with these qualities. So without wasting much time, I would like to hand over again to Madan Thangvelu sir for his comments. And then I would like to invite after Karthikeyan sir, Dr. Bagga sir also, because he has nice presentation and we would like to have his blessings also after Dr. T. Karthikeyan sir. Madan sir, please.
Pawanji, thank you. I want to especially thank Alok ji for highlighting several points. Alok ji, jo aapne jo bataya cheez, everything is very, very important. You have asked some very difficult questions. Ki, why do we have so many institutions when they are not offering value? Meri samajh mein ye aa raha ki aapki sawal ki. It's a difficult question.
Patient nahi hai sir. Unka question, his question was very right. Out of 2 lakh population, 4 medical college, how they will get patient and how students will be trained? This is a blunder question, really.
Very, very important question. इसमें कलकत्ता and West Bengal, आज की जो West Bengal और पिछले जमाने में जो बांग्लादेश थी, connected Bengal had a very big history of connecting with research, education, health, scholarship. And our celebration today is to celebrate, is to remember the lives of some of those big people who were so deeply connected with society and social needs. And West Bengal maintains the tradition, I hope. And this was the reason why West Bengal became the first trading port when the British came to India and then set up their trading there. I'd also want to thank Alok ji for raising a very interesting and a very important, remembering a very important Akhil Rajan Majumdar's bedside medicine. Bahut dhanyawad ji. Thank you for mentioning this. This is a very important book that was recognized in those days by the head of the institution, the head of the Indian Medical Service, jo kehte hain. Ab yahan pe ye, from this, you can see Bedside Medicine by A.R. Majumdar, MB, published in 1930, cost 7 rupees. And there is a comment here. The foreword is contributed by Major General J.W.D. Meghal, Director General of Indian Medical Service. And he says that it is a very important book. And for a special feature is the large number of illustrations, which will make it special appeal to Indian medical men and students. The book does not fail. Aage, it's written, the book is a handbook of medical diagnosis, symptoms, physical signs, and laboratory methods, written from the standpoint of practice in the tropics. ये आलोक जी ने उठाया जो बात, इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि लक्षणाएं आयुर्वेद में जो आप लोग पढ़ते हो लक्षणाएं, इसकी थोड़ा और वी मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड कि वैद्य की मनस में क्या है. हाउ डज द वैद्य अंडरस्टैंड? जो आपने जो बताया आलोक जी, जो आंख की उसमें देख के जो आपकी समझ, लक्षणाएं की समझ यूज मदद करके क्या किया आपने, that is a very important story. There are many lessons for this cross fertilization between two people. So that is my take on Alok ji's presentation. Alok ji, बहुत धन्यवाद, especially for sharing these valuable insights about how you spend time in a clinic, just sitting there, watching, learning. And this spirit must come back, ji. Thank you so much. बहुत धन्यवाद. Pawanji will take us on to our next speaker.
Thank you very much.
Now, I think Pawanji, our next speaker is known to many of our people who have come to our platform, Karthikeyan ji. Karthikeyan ji is very, very special for us. He studied modern medicine in Stanley Medical College, which is one of the older medical colleges in the country and one of the older medical colleges in the old state of Madras. State of Madras, like the state of Bengal, was a very large state at that time. And Karthikeyan ji went on to specialize in ENT and ENT, ear, nose, throat surgery, and he is one of the renowned ENT surgeons in Chennai. But more importantly is his passion for connecting with Siddha medicine, the traditional system of medicine in Tamil Nadu, in the Tamil-speaking part of the world. The language divide is an unfortunate divide that the people of the south of India who speak Tamil or Malayalam, or maybe not too much in the Kannada-speaking Karnataka state, they find it difficult to interact with the language in the north of India. And Karthikeyan ji is one of those people who's trying to bridge this divide, this unfortunate language divide. The Kerala Parampara in Ayurveda, Siddha, the Tamil Nadu Parampara in Siddha medicine, and many specialties of Siddha medicine are very, very important for us. Somehow we are still failing in bridging this divide because of a language barrier. But I hope the younger generation, there are many people in the younger generation among the Vaidyas, doctors, Siddhas, who can help this interaction. And hopefully our platform will enable a little more dialogue and interaction between these people. But we are very fortunate to have Karthikeyan ji here with us, who continues his work as an ENT surgeon, but also interacts very closely with Siddhas, with the traditional Siddha Vaidyas. He interacts with several people in Tamil Nadu, has experienced their healing power, and more importantly, he is very passionate about autism. He runs his own center in the south of Tamil Nadu, and he will give us his thoughts on where we should be going with the vision of Doctor's Day in mind. Welcome, Ji, Karthikeyan ji. Welcome to our platform. Thank you for being a friend of this platform and for being with us and guiding us to grow this platform into strengths that we wish. Namaskar.
Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you so much, Dr. Madan, for your kind words, and I pray God for blessings to stay up to your expectations to some level at least. Good evening, everyone. And when Pawanji told me that you have to talk on the Doctor's Day, I was a bit taken aback. What am I going to deliver on Doctor's Day on this particular platform? This platform, International Interdisciplinary Research Forum, was introduced to me by Dr. Madan Thangavel. And I was fortunate enough, Dr. Pawanji invited me to deliver some of my experiences with autism on Autism Day. So when I was asked to talk on Doctor's Day, I was, I actually lost my sleep that day. What am I going to talk to this forum? Where there are, can I have the slides later, please? So then something struck me. This is not the first slide. No.
Maybe.
No. The first slide is missing. Can you send it? This is the last one. This is the last one. Go to the first. Yeah. That's it. Now that has been. Go to the last slide. Beyond.
There's a slight delay between.
Yeah. That one. Yes. This can be shared on the screen. Full screen, please. Okay, fine. Yeah. So this forum has spent more than a year in the process of integrating the East and Western sciences. And I, by myself, has been quite interested in this integration of medicine, medical sciences, and I've been working on autism as Dr. Madan mentioned. So I thought today I will share some of my views on it, which are personal, hands-on clinical experience. And to say so, I was so enthusiastic and happy to get united with this forum, because this is a forum which shares my own frequency. And so in this particular presentation, if I go overboard enthusiastically, please don't mistake me. And this topic, I chose a different topic because I chose a topic called beyond. Because beyond is a word which means many things. In the past, beyond certain point, we don't know. And the future beyond us, we will never know. Anything might happen. But this particular forum, IRES, is trying to take our traditional Indian medical sciences beyond into the world. So I thought beyond would be a right kind of topic for this forum on this particular day. So we are discussing so many things in this forum, and I'm sorry I have attended only about less than 10 meetings, and I could feel that I heard so many people talking, feeling sorry about this science not being recognized by the Western science. But I have a different feeling. Why should they recognize our science, which is beyond 5,000 years old? And it has been replicated again and again, and especially in chronic diseases. And as Dr. Madanji mentioned, there is definitely a divide, whether it is the language or the understanding, the Siddha, Ayurveda, Yoga, and other things. They have a common platform, common denominator. The expressions can divide. And if it is united and fused together, there is no need to prove it to anybody. See, I mean, physicians in Western medicine will know that there is a popular quote: what your mind knows, your eyes see, or what your mind does not know, your eyes do not see. That is, they teach it to all the physicians, so that the theory is more important. The practical is also important, but if you don't know the theory, the practical will not come into your mind. But beyond that, much more powerful is this Tirukural. I think many of the people in the audience will know who this person is, Saint Thiruvalluvar, and the Tirukural. Noi nadi, noi mudal nadi, adu thanikkum vai nadi, vaipachayal. I know many people will not understand Tamil. Let me explain it word by word. Noi nadi. So when a patient comes to you, you take the clinical history, case history, and also a physical examination, and come to a preliminary diagnosis as to what this person suffers. So this is what is popularly known as differential diagnosis in any system of medicine. You run through the differential diagnosis in your mind and then come to what is the plausible diagnosis. And when you come to a plausible diagnosis, then you try to analyze Noi Mudal Nadi. What is the cause of this particular disease in this particular individual? That is Noi Mudal Nadi. It can be the pathophysiology, it can be the etiology, or it can be a demographic medicine, whatever that these Western sciences are talking about now. Next is Adutanikum Vainadi. How would you comfort that person initially, and then try to ameliorate. The tanikum means ameliorate. You first ameliorate the disease and then go for the cure. You don't go for a radical cure right at the first sitting. And then vaipachaya. You should choose the treatment method or the diagnostic investigations, everything according to the patient, according to the place where you live, and according to the facilities that are available to you, which will not make the patient suffer much more than what the disease he is suffering from. So this is the context of this short text, which was written about 5,000 years back. 5,000 is a short time I'm mentioning, we don't know. And this person does not even want a recognition, but it is still living beyond 5,000 and it will live forever. So we have such a reputation, we have such a ancient, deep-rooted traditional medical practice, which will go beyond our times. There is no doubt about it. And because the stakeholders are the people, the suffering entities. And then when we apply this medicine in the way that it should be applied, in the way that it is written here, this will go beyond that. So I take pride in this traditional system of medicine, though I've been trained in the Western system of medicine. That is why I enjoy doing it. I still practice ENT and I still do my autism research based on the traditional medical sciences. I still face difficulties. I still face people ridiculing me for following both systems, but I don't mind because I have a passion. I enjoy doing it. Next slide, please. Yes, because medicine is an art. It is not an industry. It is not a profession. It is not a career. It is an art. We are all doctors. We have to take pride that we practice the art of medicine, and it is an art of science. It is just not that. It is an absolute responsibility. When a person comes to you, you take absolute responsibility to comfort him, cure him, and then relieve him of his pain and agony. Not only that, when you treat a person, you have to give, or you give responsibility to the family that you would take care of this particular person. Whether it is a child, whether it is a father, or whether it is a mother, the responsibility is on you. That is why the nation is observing Doctors' Day, giving credit to us. And it is not just to please Dr. Pawanji. I always thought he is a personification of responsibility. No, don't change the slide. Don't change the slide. I consider Dr. Pawanji as a personification of responsibility, because he has taken the responsibility of taking this science beyond. I think this is the second Doctors' Day celebration that he is holding. And from the first to second, he has passed more than 365 presentations and then topics. And he has handled so many people, so many subjects, and everything cumulatively is going to take us beyond the horizon. And he is doing it with the future in mind. And he has got a futuristic performance like Thiruvalluvar, who has written the Kural, not knowing that it will live more than 5,000 years. So congratulations, Dr. Pawanji. And then I kind of dedicate this presentation to you. And can I have the next slide, please? Now, the art of medicine. We are all, we call ourselves healers, and then caretakers, physicians, surgeons, and all that. And there is a saying in Tamil, Noyatra valve, kurevatra selvam. Translated in English, it will be health is wealth. Everybody knows. And COVID taught us in a brutal way that health is wealth. And our job is the most difficult one because all our products that we deal with have come from nature without a warranty card and without a service manual. And we have learned to service it and then make it better to give them health of wealth. So if we look back, every country had their own traditional medical systems to treat them for centuries beyond. And they evolved in their science, and then the present day mainstream medicine grew very well, taking cues from every other natural treatment techniques from different parts of the world. And the technical expertise of the Western medicine has given them the power that they have now. If we look at our own traditional system of medicine, they had their own healing techniques, but their techniques was primarily based on intuition and sharp observation of the nature. Whenever I mention in any forum that intuition of the traditional medical giants was the key point in their success, they don't accept it. Their intuition is not accepted as a medical term or a scientific term, but I differ from them because intuition gives us hypothesis. The hypothesis we try to conceptualize and then devise into a treatment technique or a surgical technique or whatever. And then repetition gives us the proof of the intuition, which is the starting point. And such way, we are sitting on a solid platform where our ancestors built the whole thing on nature, studying the nature, and then devising diet based on the summer, winter, and other seasons. And then they studied the animals. And then even in yoga, you will find many postures which are based on the animals. And such way, you can go on and on and on and on. So the mainstream medicine, though it has taken a lot of cues from this traditional systems and then grew with technological advantages, still we have a lot of chronic diseases or gray areas of medicine where there are no comprehensive answers. So I should mention here, 20 years back, this is the thought or the intuition which gave me an idea to start my integrated therapy unit, where I had a very, very strong feeling that choosing techniques and medicines from the traditional systems of medicine, analyzing them, and then clinically designing them to the logistics would prove beneficial to very many gray areas of medicine. This I'm trying to follow for the condition called autism, where most of the Western medicine people think that the brain is hardwired and it cannot be rewired. But based on traditional Indian systems of medicine, we are significantly successful in rewiring the brain. This kind of approach, if it is applied on a larger scale, it will command acceptance, and we need not worry that the Western medical science is not accepting our systems or they are not referring patients to us. Next slide, please. So when I say our systems will command acceptance from the Western medical sciences, and we need not go on ask for recognition, I'm not saying it without any concrete proof. Take dietary regulation of the traditional sciences, or techniques like yoga, or techniques like oleation therapies, medicines which are compounds. All these things were aimed at toxin elimination, rejuvenation, and regeneration in the traditional medical sciences. Let it be Ayurveda, Siddha, or yoga. People in these sciences have been practicing the same and then replicated the results over centuries. And this is good enough, and it is proven that it is less toxic over the centuries by different stalwarts, different practitioners all over India. Now take chronic diseases. The modern medicine understands that now as a cellular stress, molecular disorder, cytokine imbalance, and signal triggers between body and brain, which cumulatively result in a disease process, to which they do not have an effective medicine. Keep the same slide, please. So we can definitely fit our dietary regulation and techniques and medicines as a treatment window package and then deliver results in the chronic diseases where the underlying denominator is cytokine imbalance and then signal triggers between body and brain, because most of our toxin elimination, rejuvenation, and regeneration are body and mind medicine. And this is the holistic science where we do not go for symptomatic approach, we go for the causative approach and then eliminate the process. So we have a perfect treatment window. And if we concentrate on chronic diseases, it would definitely beneficial, and this integration would prove very, very valuable for the people with chronic diseases. And all these points that I present here are aimed at generating interactive audience response. Next slide, please. Now I told you, or I presented to you my views on the integration, that we are a more powerful partner than the Western science. And it is not the question of who is the leader. It can be it need not be a competitive medicine. It can be a combinatorial medicine where the beneficiary is the patient and the patient gets the benefit he chooses the option, whichever is suitable for him. And in that particular scenario, what every doctor should have in mind is that every other patient should be treated as our own brother, and then we have to do investigation or treatment as to how we will do for our own relative. And that principle in mind, these competitive or complementary medicine or the integration would go beyond the future. Next slide, please. This logo is presented here, and it can generate as many interpretations as possible. One hand may be Dr. Pavanji, who is trying to take the science into the future, the traditional Indian science into the future, or it can be interpreted as what India has to offer for the whole world, or it can be interpreted as Eastern, Western sciences shaking hands to give a healthy future for the world, or it can be taken as a cooperative approach and not a competitive approach. So each one can interpret it in any other way. So this is just a kind of different thought process which was in my mind. I presented to you now. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Karthikeyan, thank you so much for introducing us to the depths of Tamil wisdom, Tirukural, and the saying there. You are an ambassador not only for Western medicine and the ancient systems of medicine, but you are also a precious ambassador for us to connect all of us to the depths of Tamil literature, Tamil systems of health, the Siddha systems of health. And you are playing a very, very important role to bring us together. You have touched on a very important point here. I'd like that one word that you started off, which is beyond. And you have challenged us all to follow you in your interpretation of that one word, beyond, which is basically asking us to go beyond the horizons of cognition, either towards the past, in terms of time, to the past or to the future, but also in terms of thinking and philosophies and systems of philosophy. Yesterday in our session, I presented in our discussions about Charaka Samhita and the Indriya Sthana, one of the 8 sections of Charaka Samhita. And what is very interesting is this parallel between what is there in the Tamil literature, what is offered by in Tirukural, in these lovely statements, with what is there in the Sanskrit literature. And you are helping us see those similarities. You are helping us see the need for that one earth, one health system. And you are showing us that health is different from healthcare, number one, and that we need this cooperation, a system that will come together. I'm hoping, in my humble way, that we will be able to connect yourself with the WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine that is coming up in Jamnagar, and that you will be a voice there for Siddha medicine in that new World Health Organization Global Center for Traditional Medicine. I feel a bit I should be blunt here. I feel a bit ashamed that our Siddha community is still very reluctant in holding that hand-holding exercise that you showed in our last slide. But with your leadership, I feel that we will make this happen, because the Siddha literature, the Siddha system is very, very precious for all of us in India, for the whole world. So thank you for being with us today, Ji. And we look forward to your guidance to take forward the Siddha wisdom and to show it to the world. I will put in this chat box the next Congress, European Congress for Integrative Medicine, that will happen in Porto, in Portugal, end of September. And I'm hoping both yourself and Sudhir Bagaji and many of our colleagues here will join us in this event later this year. I know you are doing many, many things in autism spectrum disorder, but you also have other interests. I know about your connections that you have with the Travancore Maharaja family and their interests. And these are all things that we will learn from you in the months and years ahead. With your guidance, we will go only stronger here in our initiative. Vanakkam. Thank you for being with us. Vanakkam.
Thank you.
Pavanji.
Sir. Excellent. D. Karthikeyan sir, please bless us always. This platform means you are a guide for this platform. Welcome, welcome, sir. Really excellent. So now I would like to request again Professor Madan Thangvelu sir to introduce Dr. Sudhir Bagaji and invite him for his presentation. We are fortunate enough to have him on our platform today, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pavanji. Thank you so much. I would, before I go to Sudhir Bagaji, number one, I just hold another book up here in my on the screen here. It is a book published from Chennai. It is called Naturalist Food Medicine for Your Wellness, a synthesis of Siddha and modern medical knowledge, ideal South Indian diet advice, or a guidebook by Dr. Yogeshwar. And he was from the University of Toronto, but he now lives in Chennai. I wish he will also join us in one of our future events. Very important. He gives a lot of insights in the small book about Siddha medicine and the knowledge and the wisdom of Siddha medicine. So, Pavanji, we are very fortunate to have Sudhirji Bagaji here with us. Sudhirji is not a new person to our platform. He has been with us before. And introducing Sudhirji is a difficult task, but let me try and attempt this. Like Karthikeyan ji, who studied in Chennai at Stanley Medical College, Sudhir Bagaji studied in Maulana Azad Medical College in New Delhi. His father was professor of physiology at Lady Hardinge Medical College, also in New Delhi. His mother was also a doctor. And Bagaji is very special because he comes to us with a special, very special responsibility and a recognition. Bagaji's family, the Sabharwal family, is a very well-known family in Delhi. And here is an item that appeared a few days ago. Delhi's doctor family, where every member has pursued medical profession since 1920. And in this article, it says, of course, July 1 is today's day, the day we are celebrating, but Delhi's Sabharwal family has more than 150 doctors. And Jiva Hospital, that Alok ji will remember and know, everybody in Delhi knows Jiva Hospital, is set up by the late Lala Jeevanmal, the patriarch of this family, who come from Jalalpur city of what is today Pakistan. He was a very close friend of Gandhiji. And through Gandhiji's interactions, he came to realize that the quality of education and health services was very important. And Lala Jivanmal decided to make all his 4 sons into doctors, and that is the start of, and the rest, as we say, is history. And that is the beginning of this 120-year history of the family. And we are very fortunate that Bagaji has joined us today, and he has joined us from Tennessee in America, having studied medicine in the UK. He went in India, he trained in the UK, then he went to America. He set up the integrative medicine unit at the University of California in San Francisco, or Los Angeles, I'm sorry. And he now lives in Tennessee, very important, historically, a very important state of America. So welcome, Sudhirji, for joining us. Sudhirji is the Chief Executive Officer of a group that he has set up called the Science of Life. And Sudhirji will enlighten us. He is interacting and bringing together the best of modern medicine, his training and education in India, his life in America, and reconnecting with India. He visits India every year. He has a clinic in India where he handles patients. And his big wish is to bring the best of all medical care can offer to help the poor, not only of India, but around the world, the poor of the world, to bring them health. Welcome, Sudhir Bagaji. Thank you for being with us today. I know it's very early in the morning in Tennessee, but we look forward to your message on this special day. Namaskar ji.
Welcome, Dr. Bagaji. Welcome.
Thank you for the invitation.
Now, stage is yours, Madam sir.
Sudhir ji, pranam.
Thank you, Dr. Madan and Dr. Pavan, for inviting me. I just found out about this just less than an hour ago when Dr. Madan.
My apologies for this, Bagaji. I should have warned you before.
It's okay. So the reason why I just brought that up is because I had a very busy schedule today. So I'll share some of those things. And I have actually, attached the PowerPoint presentation in the chat box. So people around, please download it and share your views. I have put my email address and my WhatsApp number. So
before Sudhirji, before you start, let me just add one more line. Sudhirji's big vision is that our understanding of very deep principles of Yoga Shastra, Ida, Pingala, Sushmana, how they can be brought together to control human physiology and how they can benefit everybody in the world. And this is a search that brings Sudhirji again and again to India. He connects with so many people in Uttarakhand, in UP, in Punjab, in West Bengal, in Assam. He travels around India to find these knowledgeable people. And so we are very fortunate, Sudhirji. You are our leader in many areas where you are connecting ancient with modern and physiology and these aspects. Namaskar. Interrupting you again, but there we are.
Thank you, Madan. I just would let you know, other speakers who were saying, I totally agree with them 100%. It is basically, as we all know, human beings, the inside physiology and pathology actually doesn't change. It is our education. It's our knowledge as a health professional, health provider, physician, and others to do the interpretation and then manage that health and disease according to our knowledge and education base. Nothing actually changes within. And that's the quest I've had my life. I'm very passionate about it. Madan is absolutely correct. And the vision is so that we can bring that knowledge and truly integrate it into the best of medical, clinical, and outcome and evidence-based mindset. And very rightly put by Dr. Madanji, that the relationship of the older medical systems, whether it is Ayurvedic, Chinese, Siddha, and I truly agree with Madanji that Siddha medicine needs to be brought out more because it can work exactly or even better than the allopathic medical system in acute management because of the way the nanoparticles and the bhasmas are prepared. I truly believe that is correct. But my aim basically is to bring all the medical systems together rather than therapeutic only. So I'm really used to teach at UCLA, and my aim is to put the medical systems together so that the knowledge base can be shared among all medical systems. Because I have very few minutes, so I'll, please download that. I'll share a few of those slides with you. I'll bypass some of those and you can download it. Aim is, you can all see my slides, obviously, right, you can, I see it. So the main concept of putting all the older systems together is the brain inside has the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And I'm breaking a little more scientific, and I'll try not to be too much, but we're all doctors, so probably will understand. That's the master clock. And this master clock is basically controlling all the body functions and interacts with body peripheral organs. Each body peripheral organs have their own internal clocks, which communicates with the suprachiasmatic nucleus and the interior hypothalamus. The sun, as which is portrayed, light plays an extremely important role. Our time of sleep, what we eat, when we eat, and how our behavior and mental attitudes, these all actually make a difference. And that's what that master clock does. And that relates to all the other medical system. In Ayurvedic system, I'll share that in a moment, it's Vat with Kaf. Chinese, it is Kun Guan Chi. Tibetan is Ripsha, Bacon, and Relung. These are all using the same three things. In the older systems, they probably had not understanding of that technology at that time, but that's relationship to the SCN, which we talked about. And I'll bypass some of the slides and you can, look at that later on. The important thing in this particular slide is the positive and negative fields. The negative limb, the PER genes and the crypto genes, and the positive limb, the clock and the BML genes, they're the ones which actually make the genetic coding changes. And these can be changed and controlled by us, which we had no idea when I was a medical student. And that can be controlled by the time of sleep, how much we sleep, what we eat, how we behave, environment, pollution, all that can actually make the changes that we can make genetic changes ourselves and change and control our diseases with that process. And you can download, as I said, and then you can share others. This is also the most important aspect which can correlate. The older medical system, this is the Chinese clock, and similarly we have an Ayurvedic clock. Look at these Chinese organ systems. Chinese Oriental systems are anatomically based mostly, and the Ayurvedic system is more physiologically based, functionally based. But look at different time zones in which different organs become more active, and then that could correlate and get send information to the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Just as an example, if there was a liver dysfunction, between 1 and 3 in the morning, that can be gathered through our pulse. So that becomes an extremely important role, because I believe that that can help us to manage even before the symptomatic manifestations of the body dysfunctions. And similarly, the mansik, the mental attitudes, and also can be influenced by the different brain waves. This is just if anybody wants to download it. I'm trying to get people to join hands to create. This is because I worked with the Department of Defense. It's Breathe to Relax. It just helps us to breathe better. But more important than this is and this is all human circadian rhythm clocks in different body organs and functions. And this is similar things in the Ayurvedic, is what the concept of Idda, Pingla, and Sushman. That is exactly what the breathing will help us to actually manage our health and body dysfunctions. In that particular organ, the pingala, the sympathetic or part of the system, idda, the parasympathetic part of the system, and sushmana, the vata, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal or thyroid functions, HPA axis, which are all controlled and interacts with the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And that can be done just by breathing from right nostril or the left nostril. Once we have a band, and I'm working with everybody possible, help us to create a band real cheap, less than 1,000 rupees, so that we can then put that to the world and they can manage their own health. And obviously, when they become diseased, then there's a complete integrative system, which I have in scienceoflife.com, and I'm trying to make that better. But let's get that to the world. And people who are listening, please help in any ways you can to get this concept to the world. And the chakras and the reflexes, you can all look at that later on. This basically is the pulse wave forms, which correlates with what I was talking about. Similarly, this thing. My aim is, and this will give us the high frequency, low frequency, and very low frequency information will actually give us the body dysfunction. It is not as complicated as we make it. Dr. Madan and I, we met a long time ago, actually. There was a conference in India a few years ago, and this chronocardiogram, this guy, these are in University of Graz, have done this, and they had gone to China and correlated this information of different organ functions and the frequencies. And similarly, in Finland, they have done that. That's the aim, to have create something like, this is from Spain, but this is not what we want. We wanted real simple methods of finding a method to create this information. This is just in my older medical systems, how to find out the Vat, Pitta, Kapha. And these are question-based, and these are quite variable. These are more subjective. To make it far more objective, as I said earlier, we need to make this so that we can correct and gather this information from the radial artery and correlating that with all other medical systems. Yoga asanas, lots of people are combining with different yoga asanas. I was talking more of breathing at this time and different yoga asanas for different diseases. And you can download that information from Yoga for Virtual Health. As I said earlier, I have very limited time, so please download. And if there's any questions that somebody has right now, which I can answer in a few minutes, and I'll interact with each other, please download that information and share that with others and help in this project as much as you can. Thank you, Madan ji, and thank you, Pawan ji.
हमारी तरफ से एक ही निवेदन है जी, थोड़ा सा पंजाबी में बोल ले लोग।
हाँ जी पंजाबी में भी बोल सकना, लेकिन हिंदी भी ज्यादा चंगी रहेगी, क्योंकि मोस्ट पीपल विल अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी ज्यादा। मेरी सिर्फ आप लोगों से प्रार्थना है कि जो मैंने समझाया और जो मैंने आपको कुछ पिक्चर्स मेडिकली दिखाई, कि हम नाड़ी से ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन ले सकते हैं बॉडी डिसफंक्शन के, और आजकल की टेक्नोलॉजी से ये पॉसिबल है, एकदम पॉसिबल है। एक छोटा सा बैंड विच बेसिकली वो हमको यहाँ से इंफॉर्मेशन देगा, जो दुनिया में आदमी के पास, इंसान के पास, औरत के पास ऑटोमेटिकली क्लाउड से पहुंच जाएगी। अगर लिवर प्रॉब्लम है तो उसको पता चल जाएगा कि लिवर प्रॉब्लम है, तो वो लिवर प्रॉब्लम को कम करने के लिए, अभी ब्लड टेस्ट नेगेटिव्स नहीं हुए, वो कम करने के लिए वो लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रल से, क्योंकि लिवर पित्ता पिंगला ऑर्गन है, तो इद्दा से वो उसको बैलेंस कर सकेगा। जस्ट ब्रीदिंग से, लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रल ब्रीदिंग 3 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 times a day will do the trick। अभी बॉडी डिसफंक्शन नहीं शुरू हुआ, ये मेरा एम है, और आई एम सो पैशनेट अबाउट इट। प्लीज जॉइन हैंड्स, और एनीबडी हु कैन हेल्प इन प्रोसेस। काफी और लोग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मेरा ख्याल है कि अगर हम उसको 24 घंटे तक रखेंगे तो एक्चुअल सर्केडियन रिदम क्लॉक को बिल्कुल मैनिपुलेट कर सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं, रादर देन 5 या 10 मिनट जो रखते हैं। दैट इज आफ्टर द डिजीज इज ऑलरेडी हैपेंड, तब हमको पता चल गया कि लिवर प्रॉब्लम है। अगर हम 24 घंटे पे रखेंगे तो हमको एकदम पता चल जाएगा कि अभी हो रही है लिवर डिसफंक्शन या लिवर, लंग्स, डिफरेंट बॉडी ऑर्गन डिसफंक्शन। सो मेरी यही प्रार्थना है आप सबसे।
डॉक्टर साहब, हमारी तरफ से एक सवाल जी, कि if you have a message today to take to the Prime Minister's office, it is a very special day today, Doctors' Day. Health is a big priority for India. India wants to be a leader in this one earth, one health global agenda. Agar you have a lot of experience, you have a family that has 100+ years of history in New Delhi. The whole family is involved in health and care. You have worked here in the UK, you have worked in America, you have run projects on yoga with the American Armed Services. अगर आपसे हम पूछें जी, एक छोटी सी मैसेज जो प्रधानमंत्री की वहां तक पहुंचवाने के लिए, अगर आपसे एक छोटा सा मैसेज दो जी on this special day, please.
Thank you. I think the most important thing is, especially today is Doctor's Day, BC Roy, and I'm a astute follower of Dr. Vivekanand ji. The message is bypassing all issues of different medical system, bypassing the legalities and bypassing all that, because India is such a beautiful place where we can actually truly integrate. And unluckily at this time, we're not. With Prime Minister and us all together, working together, and rather than putting one system down, that's probably is a major issue, because I've worked, as you know, Madan, with Ayush departments and with presently working with the Department of Dean of Education, Dr. K.K. Deepak and All India Institute of Medical Sciences, is putting it all together. And I have given a basic concepts which might help in integrating the concepts into the medical mindsets or the mindsets of a scientist. So if somehow there was a, like he has done Ayush as a department, and also as a ministry, please, they have created a sort of a NIDUS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences all over the country, integrative medicine in true sense, not just putting one system together. The problem right now is we are having all these systems, they're all working separately. As I said earlier, it's all our education which is making the difference. Nothing changes within the body. Physiology and pathology is exactly the same. So I hope with the Doctor's Day, and yes, my family members are, they also think I'm somewhat crazy because they're all allopathic doctors, but they understand mindsets. So please, somehow, if that message can get to the world, actually, is let's work together. And we have knowledge now, technology now, and abilities to do that, especially in India, made for India. That can be done real cheap. And the world will become a better place, and our health, mental, physical health can be improved even before we get diseased.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Now, final question. Again, I'm going to push you and test your Hindi. आपकी हिंदी बिल्कुल, डॉक्टर साहब, हिंदी में अगर आप बताएं 1-2 मिनट में कि इसको कैसे आगे ले चलें, कि देश में है डिफेंस, DRDO वगैरह या ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट जो आपने जो बताया बात, इनको कैसे ले आए एक साथ, और ये जो जामनगर में अब ये जो शुरू हुआ, ये WHO की ग्लोबल सेंटर फॉर ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन, इनको कैसे ले आए जी एक साथ, जैसे जिससे कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस से, PMO से और अलग अलग देशों से, जैसे आप बैठे अमेरिका में, कैसे ले आए एक थोड़ा सा वो integrative सोच? How can we bring this integrative thinking for global health, for one earth, one health agenda? जी
मदन जी,
हिंदी में ही बोलना जी,
हिंदी में ही बोलूंगा। ये जो बहुत जरूरी है कि हमारी यंगर जनरेशन, यंगर पीढ़ी जो है वो इसको आगे ले जाए, क्योंकि मेरी मन की इच्छा, मेरी ट्रू फीलिंग्स यही है कि हम किसी भी तरीके से इस नॉलेज को दुनिया में पहुंचा सकें, जो मेरी प्रार्थना है। और जामनगर में भी गया हूँ, कई लोगों से मिला हूँ, एक सोच, अगर हम राजनीति और इन चीज को अलग रख के एक दिल की अच्छी सोच से साइंटिफिकली वैलिडेट करें तो किसी भी तरीके से बिल्कुल पॉसिबल है। और मैं नहीं चाह रहा हूं कि मेरे को ऊंचा बताया जाए, प्लीज, मैं नहीं चाह रहा हूं। ये जो सोच है, ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, इसको आगे बढ़ाया जाए, मेरे को नहीं। एंड आई रियली ट्रूली मीन दैट। सो साइंस ऑफ लाइफ के प्रोजेक्ट को आगे बढ़ाया जाए, जो हो सकता है, एकदम पॉसिबल है। यंगर जनरेशंस कैन ब्रिंग इट हैपन। अब किस तरीके से आई हैव मेट विद ऑल दीज पीपल, आई हेट, मतलब जैसे आप बोलते हैं, हम सब सोच रहे हैं लेकिन इकट्ठे हो नहीं रहे। और यंगर जनरेशंस कर सकती है। मैं केजरीवाल से कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश करी, आयुष वाले लोगों से, अगर, क्योंकि हमारा ग्रुप बढ़ता जा रहा है। ये जो आपने अभी किया मदन जी, और जो पवन जी आप कर रहे हो, क्योंकि हमारा ग्रुप एक बढ़ता जा रहा है, एक हमारी कॉन्सेप्ट बढ़ती जा रही है, तो किसी तरीके से अगर हम जब, आजकल डॉक्टर डे है हमारे नेशन में, तो हम सब डॉक्टर्स एक जैसे सब मिलके ये सोच पैदा करें और उसको अलग ना करें, तो ये पॉसिबल है। लेकिन यंगर जनरेशंस कैन मेक इट। और ये मेडिकल स्कूल्स में सब जगह हम पहुंचाएं। अब जामनगर में ऐसा हो रहा है, तो कहीं पे भी मेरी यही एक प्रार्थना है, दिली ख्वाहिश है, इच्छा है, एंड आई ट्रूली मीन दैट, कि वो आगे जाए, प्लीज।
Thank you. Bagaji, your message today is very, very important. Before you leave, एक दो शब्द अग्निहोत्री जी से सुने जी। Dr. Saab, Sudhir ji, if you stop sharing your screen, then we can see everybody. Yeah, Acha, Pavan ji will stop sharing the screen. I just want to, while we are in this momentum, I want to request our senior guide here, Agnihotriji.
Sir, today is auspicious day of Rath Yatra. This is Rath of Jagannath. Jai Jagannath.
Hari Om. Understood.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Kindly continue, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to request both Agnihotriji for a few words to resonate and to consider jo Sudhir ji ne jo bataya, and also request Karthikeyan ji just to share a few words. I'm pushing the point here. What is a message we can take to the Prime Minister's office? And Sudhir ji, sorry if I pushed you without any warning on replying my humble question, but I want to see how Agnihotriji ji will add a few thoughts, and also Karthikeyan ji, and finally Alok ji just to add to this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pranam ji, pranam.
Pranam, namaskar. Thank you, Madan ji. Thank you, Dr. Bagaji, Agnihotriji here from Haridwar, India. I am feeling much more happy and having a proud that you are Indian and working for Indian culture, medicinal approach, yoga, prakriti, nadi, etc. Though you are belonging to that family, which has given plus 100 doctors of every field of medical sciences. So what made you interested to jump and peep into the matter of the sciences which are there, existing for more than 5,000 years? As Professor Madanji is very crazy to take out something very important from your mouth, out of your that much of ocean of knowledge and that much of experience which you have covered. So my question is straightway is this, that how you incline towards Ayurvedic system of medicine or Indian system of medicine, and you reach to that point where you can lead and guide and dictate the terms, that if the Nadi prediction was in generations together, but now it has become digital with the help of your approach and your all say electronic media. So we are really thankful, and I am quite sure that you have become complementary to Ayurvedic and yogic sciences to boost the world that where we stand. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I wish a few words from Karthikeyan ji, please. Karthikeyan ji, your fellow modern medicine graduate, studied like yourself in an old college in New Delhi. Maulana Azad Medical College is a very respected institution in, as everybody knows, in New Delhi. We would love to hear, Karthikeyan ji, from yourself, a few thoughts on how we can take this forward.
How we can take it forward? You're talking about
Bagaji's vision and your wish, a message on this special day to the Prime Minister's office. I'm going to put it very bluntly in that maybe somebody is listening to this, maybe a message will get through to the Prime Minister's office saying this is the wish from this group.
Sir, I want to put it bluntly also.
Please, please.
I have tried several ways and means, and ultimately I have decided that it is the proof of the pudding which is going to matter. So that is why, as I mentioned it to you some time back, I have created a center for these children, a community where I will treat them. And then if at all it requires, I will ask people to come and touch and feel the whole center and then the delivery point. And going with Dr. Paga's work, I ask parents to wake their children up before the sun rises. And I met with a lot of reluctance because I know the circadian rhythm works there. And then if they see, even for GERD in the routine ENT practice, I tell them you wake up before the sun and then your GERD will disappear. Many, they don't agree. But if I have a device like Dr. Baga's thing, we can prove it. So it is ultimately the proof of the pudding, sir. And that is what I feel. And then it is a relay race and it is not a one-man's job. And it has, the pattern has to be passed down, and then it has to be, the science has to be understood and then passed down, and to make the topmost people to listen to us, the stakeholders should talk, that we have benefited from this science. And then I always tell you, like, this science, what we are trying to promote is science beyond science. And there are very many nuances which people may not understand. And it is again, ultimately, the stakeholders who become better and they become the voice for us, then it is better to us.
Thank you, Karthikeyan ji. The reason why I'm asking is this is the people's question. And the people's question is a wish that we must go deep into this ancient science, unravel opportunities for the common man's health and well-being. And what Sudhir Bagaji is saying is that if we revisit simple things like Nadi Pariksha, which is both common in all the systems of medicine, it is in Siddha medicine, it is in Ayurveda, it is in Tibetan medicine, it is in Kampo medicine, this sensing the pulse and understanding the body. And the reason why I ask this is because there is a great danger that this global center for traditional medicine that's established in Jamnagar will bypass all these aspects and go somewhere towards isolating some chemicals.
You are
and
right.
That kind of thinking, you know.
You are absolutely
We cannot go that way. We want the widest agenda possible, where we talk about new physiology, holistic physiology, anatomophysiology, neuroanatomophysiology, as understood in the ancient systems. Bagaji mentioned very nicely about the hypothalamus. There is evidence now, and he showed about melatonin, serotonin, and there is evidence now if you do a simple nasya, how it influences inflammation of the pituitary and the hypothalamus, how you can bring down inflammation. There is neuroinflammation that is controlled by the dysbiosis in the nasal microflora. And this might be a very effective, simple procedure. And it can give the common man health benefits. It can give innumerable benefits for the rest of the world. This knowledge is.
Can I interrupt you? Because I have listened to so many people from the traditional medical sciences talk in length about whatever Dr. Baga has mentioned. And they talk in length about it. And then supposing we, alter our life pattern to that particular thing. But to listen to them, you need a particular frequency. And you know better, you have listened to one of that person. So it is a very tough job, sir.
But at least, as Bagaji says, we are a nucleus.
Absolutely.
We are happy to talk to each other and listen to each other's suggestions and comments, and that is a start.
Yeah, that's a start. Yeah, that we should thank Dr. Pawanji for
bringing us all together. Right, Karthikeyan, let us listen to Alok ji, who was managing a big Panchakarma resource in Delhi, and perhaps even knows the center, that the Jiva hospital there. I don't know if Alok ji has left us or if he's still with us. We are also very, very fortunate to have so many new people here with us, and also very fortunate to have CP Sharma ji joining us from Bhopal. Sharma ji, pranam. And also very happy to have Ramadas ji here with us. Ramadas ji, namaskaram. Thank you so much for joining us today from Kerala. Thank you. Ramadas ji also is a passionate believer in the poor man's health and well-being for the poor people, and how to take education, how to take this, what Bagaji mentioned about education, and bringing education down to the common man, common people, to help them with their health and well-being. Dhananjay ji, namaskar. Thank you for joining us today. Bishnupriya ji is joining us from Goa. Bishnupriya ji, namaskar ji. And Hema also is joining us from Chennai. Hema, thank you very much. Please download Bagaji's presentation that is attached in the chat. I don't know if you can see the entire chat. If you scroll through the chat, you will see Bagaji's presentation. It's a slightly large file, 20 MB file, but if you are not able to download it, I'm happy to give it, happy to share this. Tejinder ji, namaskar.
I have to go. Madan ji, I have to go, and thank you.
Sudhir ji, I wanted to get some feedback from people, but if you're leaving, I know it's the start of your day there in Tennessee, and thank you for staying with us this long. Thank you most of all for inspiring us. Our presentation is archived, so you can revisit this at our archive. I will send you the link to this, and you can listen to what you have shared with us from your heart, because this was a complete impromptu question. I hadn't mentioned I was going to ask you this question. I didn't even know I was going to ask you this question, but there it is. I've asked you the question, you've given us an answer, and we can all revisit this and listen to it and learn from it, and maybe get a message to the Prime Minister's office. A wish on Doctors' Day from learned physicians around the world in this forum, with a wish to take and look towards the best of the ancient systems, with a view to uncovering new physiology, new anatomophysiology, new neuroanatomophysiology for the health and well-being of the world, and also bringing a new era to medical education globally, inspired by the wisdom in the ancient sciences, the traditional sciences. Bagaji, if you will stay with us, there may be some questions, but if you are in a hurry to leave, then please understand your busy schedule.
I would recommend, please download it, and then they can connect with me. I have given my WhatsApp number too, and things that will be really nice. And let them go through the PowerPoint. They would have questions. They'll have more questions once they have gone through it, and new questions would come up. So that's what my recommendation is. And sorry, I didn't
you.
have much time, but thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudhirji. Thank you for joining us today. Namaskar ji. Thank you.
Namaskar.
We are, Sudhirji's presentation is here for all of us. Those who joined late, I'm reattaching the presentation to the chat box. Or Sudhirji, if you wanted to attach it before you leave us, that will also be fine.
Okay, hold on.
We have with us Hema Malini, who is joining us from Chennai, and Hema is particularly interested in those aspects of interactions between physiology and the yogic aspects of chakras and nadis and some of the things that you've talked about. Hema is one of our speakers in our platform. And also Vishnu Priyaji, who's joining us from Goa. Goa will soon have the second All India Institute of Ayurveda, and many, many developments are happening in Goa. Vishnu Priyaji, namaskar. Thank you for joining us today. Please, we'll welcome your thoughts also. Thank you. Thank you, Sudhirji. Namaskar. Thank you for joining us from Tennessee. Happy Doctor's Day. Bye-bye. The floor is open for all of us. Whoever has a thought or want to share their thoughts, the floor is open. And we welcome all of you. JSG, namaskar. Perhaps you have something to share with us.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, JSG. Thank you for being with us. Bahut bahut dhanyawad.
Sir, I was listening to all.
Thank you.
And it's a really good exchange of, and we are learning a lot from everyone. And I think this needs to be further continuation. And what I think we need to bring it to the common masses. Like today's Doctor's Day, as Dr. Pawan Sharma sir was also saying, today is also the birthday of Kaviraj Jamini Bhushan Roy. Dr. Jamini Roy, in his name only, one of the first Ayurvedic medical college in Kolkata exists. And most of us from here, Bengal, are the alumni of that institute. But very few of the other Ayurveda institutes know that how great a personality Dr. J.B. Roy was. Kaviraj J.B. Roy, the name, he put the title Kaviraj only. Like we know Vaidya as Ayurveda doctor. In Bengal, Kaviraj have been the term or the title Ayurveda doctors have been writing or been mentioned of. Now, he was from an Ayurveda traditional family. Despite that, one of the first medical college by the British started in Kolkata, and he had been a student there, learning from there only. After even completion of his medical courses, it might be MBBS only in those days, even after that, he preferred to practice Ayurveda only. He had a good knowledge of Sanskrit as well as Western knowledge. And this itself shows that how he can bring a change, which is the need of the time. We need to be expert in the present knowledge as well as ancient knowledge. That I would say it should be a modern Ayurveda, which we are looking up to. When we say modern Ayurveda, we are not going to change the principles and everything of Ayurveda, but we need to take it forward. The other thing I would like to say in awareness, as we other Ayurveda people need to know about the great Ayurveda scholars who have been there, we also need to know how can we take it to the common masses, to the public. We are celebrating Doctor's Day. We are remembering the great Dr. B.C. Roy, who was also from here. We are also remembering J.B. Roy. What goodness or what greatness they have been doing. This should be taught at school level. Even the awareness, why should we know about Ayurveda? Common students, school students need to know. Now, there are simple things how we can spread awareness. Like, I'm not just like this have been a poster in my clinic I kept. Now, I found it interestingly in Sanskrit website. Now, they make different posters of Sanskrit articles and they do share it. They do sell it, rather, I would say, the posters and the boards. In Sanskrit, now I found interestingly about Ayurveda, it's the sloka, Hita Hitam Sukham Dukkham, and that sloka have been beautifully written. They have written it in Sanskrit English as well as Hindi. Now, such things as an awareness. When I have in my clinic, many of the students who come up or many of my patients and clients, they get interested. What is it? Even few of the slokas I have written, Ayu Kamya Manina Dharma Artha Sukh Sadhanam. That is written on my table itself. So many are interested to know. So I think we can come up with such awareness sessions at school levels and at different levels. People actually want to know Ayurveda. They want authentic Ayurveda. And we should take out ways to take it further. That's the little thing I would like to add on for today. And thank you.
Thank you, Jayeshji. You always give us something special to think about. I think what you have offered here resonates with what has come out in many of our interactions in the past few days about taking the message to the common man and education. And educating health literacy, teaching people about health, what is health, and identifying what Hema Malini here with us says, helping the health seeker. Don't permit the healthy to become unwell. The health seeker, teach them about health. Jayeshji, your poster is very important. Could you hold this up close to the camera once again so that people on YouTube can see the beauty of that message? There we are. Thank you so much. And I think this is so important. This is a small poster that must be given to every student of Ayurveda when they come to a BAMS course.
I'll be sharing the link also in the chat box.
Please. Thank you so much. This is so beautiful. Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much.
The institution, they made a very good poster. It's from Bangalore. That is also something very interesting. How the concepts of Ayurveda, the Panchmahabhut, that poster link also I'm sharing. So such things we can go with the education. See, the basics of both the sciences are different. The principles are different. We cannot study everything by translation. Like I remember one of my Sanskrit teachers saying that when we say plate, we can refer it to thali and thala, but in Hindi, both are very different. So every word translations of Ayurveda will not bring the goodness of the knowledge, like the mantras, the Gayatri mantra. Chanting it in the English words or in the Hindi word will not bring the actual essence. So we should teach the actual languages also and what it means. Yes, sir, continue.
Thank you so much, Jayeshji. The point here is emphasis on education, emphasis on literacy, health literacy. And Ramadas ji, who is here with us, our Sanskrit Pandit, Ramadas ji, he has always made us think about creative ways of connecting students to the land, connecting students and their learning to what is around them, and also understanding the depth of the language. Ramadas ji, namaskaram. It is such a delight to have you here with us after many, many days. Namaskaram.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskaram. I hope you are well.
It's okay, sir. Taking medicines.
Yes, I know you work too hard. This is the problem.
Yeah, there are two problems. One is throat, another one is Vata-vritti. Though now taking medicine for the reduction of Vata.
But we are so happy that you have joined us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We want to hear a few words from you on this special day. If you feel you are able to share.
All the things, actually, I'm not a doctor. I'm only a Sanskrit teacher. But still, so for me is concerned, when I was a small child, my teacher used to say that there are some professions which are not for earning money and making a good property, material property. One of the profession is doctor. Another profession is priest. Another profession is the Rakshapalaga, police, and judge. These professions are, actually it became a profession now. Any judge can take, even a killer can be made into innocent by his argument style. That became the judges and justice now. Such a condition, it became a profession and it lost its value. Same way, the doctor profession is such a divine profession. If you simply serve the people, You should believe in Indian spiritual science, the God is there. Whatever you deserve, materialistic property, it will reach you when the time comes. You don't have to run behind it. So when the doctors started run behind this, automatically the cost of education became very high, in medical education became very high, because it's all material wealth is responsible for that. So that is one of the biggest defect happened in Indian culture. The divine professions are made pure professions, even on the competition basis. They are all service-based education, actually. Unfortunately, we lost the value of them a lot. I will not say complete it is lost, because still it is surviving. We know that dharma is the word, dhriyate iti dharma, dhriyate anena lokam iti dharma. The whole world is being holded and nourished by one process that is called dharma. If anybody asks you what is dharma, that is the dharma. So there are professions in all these fields, they hold the dharma, that is why still the universe is existing. But 50 to 60% of the universe is destroyed, because 50 to 60% of all these professionals made them as business. So there is the damage happen everywhere in the universe. So if it becomes more and more divine in its nature, this is one of the very important point I want to share in this, because first of all, we should leave all professional ego, all complexes, and all community of the society should sit together. Even a child will have, in Subhashidani it is there, even if you are a good listener, if you listen a small child, there is a lot to accept from a child. If that simplicity comes in the minds of the filled pots of the great scholars, you know, not only Ayurveda, India will be on the top, because such a cultural land you cannot see anywhere in the universe. So such a beautiful land our. So this is one of the main point. As Madanji told, that anything that which we are doing should reach to the public. It should not be there inside four walls. Education, BAMS should not be inside the campus walls. It should be in the society. Research, it should be in the society. It should not be in the well-furnished, this buildings. It has to come out. How it comes to the society? You find the problems of the society. That problems you solve. After that, okay, minimum people, let them do the research for justifying their scientific approach for other countries or the globalization or whatever it may be. But let 60 to 70% of the researchers do research for finding out the problems faced by the common public. If you divide the research into that level, one side you will get globalization, scientific research, microbes and etc., etc., etc. And the deeper level, modern and Ayurveda related research you do. But let there be a 70% of the people who are purely for the problems that which found. There you use your all Tantra Yuktis, all your measures, that is enough. You don't have to go for the strict rules of research methodology, because solution is important here. And you have every plant around your college itself. You find out that plants, you give that to the people. Cost of treatment you reduce. The people will run behind you. The cost of treatment is very high now. People cannot come nearby 200 ml kashaya, it is 140 to 180 rupees. You just imagine how a common person can bear it. The same kashaya, if you go nearby, you have plant, you take the juice and you prepare fresh kashaya, you give it, cost nearly 40 rupees, 30 rupees. You see, imagine the things that which we are. Let there be a group for the common public, poor people. Do not leave them, because they are going to bring the best for Ayurveda. There is the secrets of Ayurveda. That's why our all textbooks speaks about Ubadesha, Apta Ubadesha. We believe in it. We believe. We don't want much proofs out of it. Apta told it is Apta, that's all. How you are doing Svedana Prakriya, how the doshas are coming to your koshta, it is told by Apta. And we are practicing for the centuries together. It is happening. Why should I say that this is the path it is coming? No need. People are benefited. The sufferers are benefited. Let 10% go with the anatomy of it, go with the physiology of that. 90% you do it for the public. This is what is on the Doctor's Day. My humble request to all doctors. Being a teacher, whatever be the knowledge I know, As much as possible, I am sharing with whoever comes around me. Possible classes, maximum classes I am taking, maximum people I am interacting. Those who are accepting, they are accepting. Those who are objecting, they are objecting. But still, I never stop my tongue. I keep on explaining. 100% may not be right. 30% will be there. Sometimes 50% will be there. If you are getting a spark for a great discovery in your medical science, that will be a great service for the God's grace. So same way, if the doctors start doing it, if the institutions started doing it, if the country started doing it, certainly India will be the heaven, I will say heaven. The doctors in India will become the gods for the public. I humbly request all the doctors present here and all the doctors knows by you, please send this message to all. Let India be a country even for the poorest person in the society. Even a beggar who suffers, let there be an Ayurveda doctor to serve him. Let us learn to serve the public. I wish such an India, I dream such an India, such a Sanatana Dharma should be re-established in our country. Namashivaya, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. As much as possible, whatever be the knowledge I can share with anyone who want, anyone who wish to have, with possible health and conditions, I will do. This is my promise to all. And I request, humble request is, please, 70% of the doctors work for the public. Poorest people. There are so many. If that can be done, that will be a great job. Thank you very much, sir. I don't know whether I speak more or not. This is all humble request of a Sanskrit teacher. You are all doctors. I don't know whether this stage is fit for me or not. All the things I'm not remembering or not giving anything. My intention is let all work for the public. At least 70%. 30% should be in the higher level because we need globalization. We need approval from other countries. Okay, let it be 20% to 30%. Remaining 70%, let them work for India. Let them work for the poorest people in India. My humble request. Thank you very much, sir. Happy Doctors' Day to all. You're all gods. You're all gods for so many people because you know that nahi jivita dana hi dana manya dishyate. There is no dana that which is greater than jivita dana. Jivita dana is given by the Vedyas. So it's a beautiful slogan in Vedic Subhashita Sahityam taken from the Subhashidani. I wish let all the doctors have such a mind to serve the poorest people of India. Namaskar, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you so much, Ramdasji. Thank you for joining us today because whenever you are here with us, you inspire us to think in such a rich way. And we are very fortunate that you are there. Whenever you are here, we enjoy hearing from you and listening to you. Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much. Please continue to encourage us and let our activity grow.
I will be with this team as much as possible. If God permits and you permit, till then. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please stay with us because Vishnu Priya Ji is here with us. Vishnu Priya Ji, namaskar Ji. Vishnu Priya Ji, namaskar.
Namaste, sir.
Vishnu Priya Ji, we are happy कि आज आप भी है हमारे साथ जुड़ गए आप. Vishnu Priya Ji ki, she has a very busy schedule because she is the chairperson for the NCISM syllabus workshop on Padarth Vigyan and Samhita. And she is a busy schedule. Vishnu Priya Ji, आपसे भी सुने थोड़ा सा आज की जो चर्चा इसके ऊपर कि जो रामदास जी ने जो बताया जी बात. I think it is very close to your heart also. Health for the people and how to bring good health and how to bring knowledge about health to the people and how to teach students about this. Namaskar Ji. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, namaste, sir. It's my regards to all the dignitaries present here, and especially my, regards to Ramdas Ji. Even though he addressed himself as a teacher, he's actually the languages are doctors itself. Sometimes it's become a egoistic statement. They take the reference like Achyutananda Vidyasya Namu Charana Bheshajam. Ausadhi janna vaitoyam vaidyo narayana hari. People misinterpreted this variety of shlokas and think themselves like Narayana. It's actually not like so. All the medical system is on one side, and there are some times when Swayam Narayana is Vaidya. So it's some things beyond to our all thoughts. So if you're really listening to me, just my message is go on working. करेक्ट काम करना और करेक्ट तरीका से करना. अगर उन दोनों में से कुछ चॉइस करना है तो करेक्ट काम करना. हो सकता है कि आज तरीका नहीं पता, तरीका कभी पता चल जाएगा, बट वी हैव टू वर्क दैट वे. और वो करेक्ट काम करते करते बहुत सारे करेक्ट लोग मिलेंगे और हो सकता है कि हम ये सारे काम मिलके one day we'll get that success. With this, thank you to all of you.
Thank you जी, thank you for joining us. विष्णुप्रिया जी, आपसे थोड़ा एक सवाल और पूछें जी कि गोवा में जो चल रहा आजकल की number 1, 2 points I want to ask here. One is the upcoming 9th Global World the Ayurveda Congress that is coming in Goa. और दूसरी सवाल जी थोड़ा हमें बताना कि वो ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट आयुर्वेद जो गोवा में जो बन रहा उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताना जी अगर.
Yes, sir. Number 1 point that is about the World Ayurveda Congress that is going to happen in the month of December itself, and yeah, because now whole the government is trying to take it up in a next stage, and it might be a policy of central government to secure the whole country from all around, like that side, like Sikkim and all, and this side already Jammu Kashmir, that side has done with, and now Goa should be, because this is also a very highly sensitive side. And next issue about the, I know, not issue, that's a point about why I'm speaking issue, because it become issue. So many years it is in the pipeline, yes sir. And if you ask to their side, central side, they are already waiting since last more than 1 year. But being there are some problems here, so we are mostly awaited on 14th of August might be.
Okay.
Day when they
will be the opening of the new All India Institute Ayurveda.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. We are happy to hear it directly from Goa, so from yourself in Goa, and we look forward to your guidance, Vishnupriya ji, for the Padarth Vigyan course, syllabus, etc. Yesterday, we had our colleague from Bihar, from Darbhanga, who has been developing a course on Jyotisha, certificate course that is going to come out from Darbhanga on Jyotish for Ayurveda practitioners. And we look forward to, we were discussing yesterday that this must also become part of our Ayurveda students' syllabus for the future. You know, when we talk about Padarth Vigyan, then this a broader interpretation of the Indriya Sthana of Charaka Samhita must also go beyond the Indriyas. So when we say Indriya Sthana, it should not be limited only to Indriyas, but it must go beyond that. And that is also an aspect that somehow Jyotisha opens up that space. Very important. Yesterday's presentations, we had some very, very valuable case studies that were offered by Parulji from Gandhinagar and our colleague from Darbhanga. And Alokji was also there. He offered some insight. So there are some discussions going on. Hopefully, now that you are looking at some aspects of the syllabus, we will have discussions on this also. Thank you, Vishnupriya ji. Thank you for being with us, for sharing your thoughts, particularly like that shloka that you have offered us today about how to understand certain meanings, Sanskrit words, and their true meaning and interpretation when it comes to health and well-being. Thank you, Ji. Thank you for being here with us. Namaskar, Ji. Namaskar. Sharma Ji, Namaskar, Ji. Sharma Ji is joining Bhopal se. Sharma Ji, Pranam Ji.
जी सर, प्रणाम सर।
प्रणाम जी, प्रणाम जी। थैंक यू फॉर, थैंक यू, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जी। आज
सर
जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जी।
सर थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू।
आज की जो चर्चा जो हुआ जी, उसके ऊपर हमारी तरफ से 3-4 सवाल थे। थोड़ा सा ऑकवर्ड और कठिन सवाल जो बग्गा जी से हमने जो पूछा कि अगर आप तो पढ़े मॉडर्न मेडिसिन दिल्ली से, मौलाना आजाद कॉलेज से, और आप उनके पिताजी थे प्रोफेसर साहब लेडी हार्डिंज में, और पूरा फैमिली 100 साल से चल रहा है इनकी दिल्ली में काम। अब आज बैठे बग्गा जी अमेरिका में, और इनकी एक ही इच्छा है कि हमारी जो इंटीग्रेशन जो हो सकती है जी मॉडर्न मेडिसिन और आयुर्वेद योग के साथ। तो हमारी सवाल जो ऑकवर्ड सवाल जो हमने पूछा कि अगर प्रधानमंत्री की ऑफिस की तरफ एक आज के दिन की एक मैसेज अगर देनी हो, क्या होगा वो? अब उनसे जो आया, जो रिकॉर्ड करके है हमारे पास, अब आपसे भी सुने जी इस टाइप का, थोड़ा सा इस टाइप का सवाल की उत्तर अगर आपकी तरफ कुछ हो मन में। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। भोपाल से, मध्य प्रदेश से और देश
जी सर, सर्वप्रथम आज जो डॉक्टर्स डे है, इस शुभ अवसर पर मैं सभी को ढेर सारी इस चिकित्सकीय व्यवस्थापन के लिए आप लोगों के आंतरिक और बाह्य सहयोग के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जैसा कि आपने कहा कि आज के परिप्रेक्ष्य में जो आयुर्वेद का सुदृढ़ीकरण माने उसका और निरंतरता बनाए रखने के लिए एक छोटा सा उदाहरण मेरी समझ में जो आता है, जो हमारे आचार्यों ने, हमारे महर्षियों ने हमारे सामने प्रस्तुत किया, उसमें सर्वप्रथम मैं उसकी सार्वभौमिकता जो निर्धारित है, एक्सप्लेन्ड है, उसको मैं आपके सामने रखूंगा। वो है स्वयं आयुर्वेदो शाश्वत नित्य भाव स्वभाव संसिद्ध लक्षणत्वात् अनादित्वात्। स्वयं आयुर्वेद शाश्वतो निर्दिश्यते अनादित्वात् स्वभाव संसिद्ध लक्षणत्वात् भाव स्वभाव नित्य। ये जो एक यूनिवर्सल वैश्वीकरण के परिप्रेक्ष्य में एक हमारी जो सार्वभौमिकता सिद्ध हुई, जिसमें हम हर स्थिति में, जैसे काल का जो वर्णन किया गया है, त्रिकालदर्शी, भगवान को क्या कहा? त्रिकालदर्शी, तीनों कालों में, भूत वर्तमान भविष्य में जिसकी सत्ता को स्वीकार किया जा सके। तो जब उसके ये लक्षण बताए हमारे, तो इसमें से केवल मैं 1-2 लक्षण को आपके सामने एक छोटा सा उदाहरण देके प्रस्तुत करने का प्रयास। ऐसे शाश्वतः, आयुर्वेद को शाश्वत कहा, अर्थात शाश्वत मीन्स जो हमेशा अपनी स्थिति यथावत प्रदर्शित करने की क्षमता रखता। जैसे वेदों में लिखा है कि आंवला पित्त का शमन करता है, आंवला खट्टा है, तो वो आंवला आज भी खट्टा है, आज भी पित्त का शमन करता है, और जब तक आंवला रहेगा सृष्टि में तब तक आंवला अपना कार्य करेगा। तो ये हमारी आयुर्वेद की सार्वभौमिकता स्थापित होती है। एक उन्होंने कहा नित्य, नित्य मीन्स जो जीवन है, लाइफ है, शरीर इंद्रिय सत्व आत्मा संयोगे धार जीवितम, दो तरह का, जड़ और चेतन, एनिमल किंगडम और प्लांट किंगडम। एनिमल किंगडम में जो सर्वोत्कृष्ट कृति पृथ्वी की, वो भगवान की, वो क्या है, एक मानव है, जो अपन लोग हैं, जिसमें हमें विशेष चैतन्य गुण के साथ साथ हमें आध्यात्मिक गुण दिया, हमको विशेष सोच समझ की व्यवस्था दी। इस वजह से हम, जैसे कल एक बात आई थी जहां मैं कुछ माइक्रो स्पेशलाइजेशन की बात कह रहा था, वहां डिवाइन शब्द आया था आदरणीय अग्निहोत्री जी ने। तो जब हम माइक्रो फाइंड हो जाएंगे तभी तो हम उसकी दिव्यता को समझ पाएंगे। तो हम अपने वैद्य को नित्यता सिखा दें, उसकी शाश्वतता उसको बता दें, उसका जो स्वभाव है, एक भाव है, जो आयुर्वेद का क्या प्रयोजन है कि हमें स्वास्थ्य लाभ देना है, हमें आरोग्य देना है, हमें सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, हमें ऐसी एक समाज की, ऐसे राष्ट्र की परिकल्पना, ऐसे विश्व की जिसमें वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, जहां मैं अपने परिवार को, अपने समाज को, अपने राष्ट्र को, पूरे विश्व को एज ए होल इन आयुर्वेदीय गुण धर्मों के माध्यम से यदि दीर्घजीवी बनाने की क्षमता रखता हूं, या दीर्घजीवी बनाने के लिए कुछ शिक्षण, प्रशिक्षण या कोई वो रख सकता हूं, तो ये हमारा आयुर्वेद का वैशिष्ट है। हमारा आयुर्वेद की जो ट्रेडिशनल वैशिष्ट है वो सब इसमें मिलता है। दूसरा उन्होंने कहा धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्षाणाम आरोग्य मूल मुक्तम। धर्म, जहां धर्म बता दिया तो देखो जो उसका शाश्वत में उसका धर्म हमने बताया, तो उसका जो है वो नित्य बना रहेगा, वो अनादि है, वो हमेशा भाव स्वभाव भाव क्या है, हमारा भाव क्या है, हमारी इच्छा क्या है, हमें संतुष्टि किसमें मिलती है, हमें संतुष्टि मिलती है हमें अपनी बात रखने में। हमें मोक्ष देना है। मोक्ष किसको देना है? हमको। मैंने आलू खाया, मैंने रोटी खाई, और उस रोटी से मैंने मान लीजिए या प्रोटीन लिया या कोई भी डाइटरी सप्लीमेंटेशन हुआ, उसकी जब तक उसकी जो पांच भौतिक संगठना है उसमें वो विभक्त नहीं हो जाता और अपने में नहीं मिल जाता। मान लीजिए आपे मावूत प्रधान द्रव्य का सेवन किया तो वो आप बन जाए, और आप बनने के बाद जितने हमारे शरीर में जलीयांश हैं, चाहे वो रस हो, चाहे रक्त हो, चाहे मांस में हमारा जो जलीयांश हो, ये चाहे शुक्र में हो, चाहे हमारा बोन मैरो में हो, उसमें जो जलीयांश है वो जलीयांश आहार के द्वारा अग्नि के माध्यम से निर्मित होकर जब उसमें मिल जाता है तब उस आहार को मोक्ष प्राप्त होता है। उसको इसलिए भगवान ने क्या कहा, अहम वैश्वानर भूत्वा, कृष्ण भगवान ने गीता में कहा मैं वो आपके शरीर के अंदर की अग्नि हूं जो विजातीय द्रव्य को सजातीय बनाती हूं। जब वो सजातीय बन जाता है तब क्या होता है, जहीं के जहीं पर सत्य सने हो, जो जिसका है। मेरे मदन जी है तो मैं मदन जी को कोशिश करूंगा मिलने की, मेरे अग्निहोत्री जी है तो मैं अग्निहोत्री, आयुर्वेद वाले में जुड़ते हैं। जहीं के जहीं पर सत्य सने हो, आप में जुड़ेगा, पार्थिव में जुड़ेगा, तो वो उसकी मोक्ष कहलाएगी। यदि ये मैं उस औषधि को, उस आहार द्रव्य को मोक्ष दिलाने की स्थिति को समझता हूं, तो ये मैं उस विद्या की माइक्रोफाइंड स्टडी मेरे पास है, मैं उसकी दिव्यता भी जानता हूं। जब मुझे मालूम है कि ये भी इसका एक्टिव प्रिंसिपल क्या है कि ये हमारा ये काम करेगा। यदि कोई ऐसा विलक्षण प्रॉपर्टी मिलती है जो हमारे रसगुण वीर्य के अलग दिखाई देती है, तब हमारे आचार्य ने उसको विपाक और प्रभाव आ गए, ये सब कुछ व्यवस्थित हो गया। तो ये हर अणु का, हर पांच भौतिक अंश का एक औरा है, उस औरा के माध्यम से चाहे वो सेल में या संस्कार या शरीर में या उसको मोक्ष प्राप्त हो गया, ये मान के चलिए। तो ये उसका भाव है, ये उसका स्वभाव है, उसको इसी में संतुष्टि मिलती है जब वो उसमें मिल जाता है। इसी में मैं कहूंगा आयुर्वेद के बारे में छोटी सी एक बात। क्या है आयुर्वेद? बस वर्तमान स्थिति में डायमंड इन डस्ट, डायमंड इन इंडियन डस्ट। उस डायमंड को परिष्कृत करने के लिए हमको सांस्थानिक व्यवस्था की जरूरत पड़ेगी, वैयक्तिक स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन की, पर्सनल स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन, हमें अच्छे छात्र ढूंढना होंगे, हमें अच्छी संस्थाएं ढूंढना पड़ेंगी, और उस छात्र की दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति, उसको सीखने की ललक हो, दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति, साथ ही पारदर्शिता के साथ, यथार्थवादिता के, वास्तव में यह है, यही है, उसके साथ जब हम आयुर्वेद अनुकूल विभव का विकास, एक हमारा चिकित्सक निश्चित एक चिकित्सकीय विधा में पारंगत होगा। इस सुदृढ़ के साथ सभी आयामों को हम पारदर्शिता के साथ प्रस्तुत करेंगे तो हमारा ये होलिस्टिक, ये हमारा सार्वभौमिक आयुर्वेद एक अपनी पहचान पूरे ग्लोब में एज ए होल अपनी स्थापित कर पाएगा। प्रकृति की बात आ रही थी, प्रकृति परीक्षा, और प्रकृति परीक्षा के द्वारा व्यक्ति की सभी जानकारियों को लेना, क्या बीमारी होगी, किस ऋतु में किस तरह से व्याधित होगा, तो पूरा का पूरा एक जेनेटिक स्टडी कही जा सकती है। मॉडर्न में इसको हम किससे ले सकते हैं, कोरिलेट कर सकते हैं जेनेटिक्स से। ये जेनेटिकल है। एक है एडवांस में हमने घोषणा कर दी कि सर आपको इस ऋतु में ये बीमारी होगी, इस उम्र में ये बीमारी होगी, तो प्रिडिक्टिव डिक्लेरेशन को आयुर्वेद कर सकता है, बिकॉज ऑफ प्रकृति परीक्षा, नाड़ी परीक्षा, और प्रकृततः सत्वतः सारतः संगणन तस्यत व्यायाम तक आहार तक से चेती। हमारी जो द्वादश परीक्षा है, तो हमारी जो परीक्षण की विधाएं है, उस विधाओं में हम यदि इसको इन पैरामीटर्स के माध्यम से जो ऑब्जर्व करें, उन ऑब्जर्वेशंस को सामने लाएं, तो हम घोषणा कर सकते हैं कि आपको ये खाना चाहिए और इतना खाना चाहिए, इतने बाद आप शतायु होंगे, दीर्घ होंगे, हमारा प्रयोजन सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सिद्ध होगा। इसी में हमारे आचार्य चरक कहते हैं नित्य आहार विहार से भी विषय सशक्त दाता समा सत्य पर क्षमावान न पवित्र। कौन को आरोग्य कार मिलेगी, कौन दीर्घायु होगा, कौन आयुष्मान होगा, इसके लिए कहा ऐसा व्यक्ति जो नित्य कैसे आहारों का सम्यक आहार विहार करता है, दाता समः सत्य पर क्षमावान आप्तोप सेवी भवति। अब जो भी हमारे आप्त है, चाहे हमारी माँ हो, चाहे हमारे गुरु हो, चाहे हमारा आयुर्वेद का ज्ञान हो, चाहे हमारे बड़े हो या हमारे वैद्य हो, हमारे चिकित्सक हो, तो हमारा एक चिकित्सक एक आप्त बने, सिद्धांत होता है एक आदर्श चिकित्सक बने, जो वो घोषणा करे उस घोषणा का प्रत्यक्षीकरण हो रोगी को, तब तो एक अच्छा आयुर्वेद, एक अच्छा चिकित्सक, एक इच्छा दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति वाला पर्सनली डेवलप्ड चिकित्सक हमारे सामने, जो विश्व हमारे राष्ट्र को, हमारे समाज को, हमारे विश्व को एक आयुर्वेदीय चिकित्सा व्यवस्था से आरोग्य की प्राप्ति कराने में सक्षम हो सकता है। साथ ही हम जो ये हमारा जो धूल में पड़ा हुआ हीरा है, इस हीरे को तराशने के लिए हमारा गुरु, चाहे वो हमें नैदानिक उसमें परिष्कृत कर दे, चाहे हमें पंचकर्मा में परिष्कृत कर दे, चाहे हमें प्रकृति परीक्षा में मास्टर बना दे, या हमें क्षारक्रम में बना दे, एनोरेक्टल में बना दे, या हमें केवल और केवल स्वास्थ्य संरक्षणीय व्यवस्था में हमें पारंगत कर दे। ये हम इस तरह के इस हीरे को तराशने का कार्य हमारी संस्था, हमारे गुरु और हमारी आयुर्वेद की जो बारीक और दिव्य व्यवस्था है, वो हमें निश्चित ही एक कार्यकारी सफल व्यवस्थापन देगी। ये आयुर्वेद के विकास से जुड़ी हुई जो अभी नवीन घोषणाएं या नवीन व्यवस्थाएं हमारा भी आयुर्वेद कर रहा है, उससे काफी हम आशान्वित हैं कि हम नया काम करेंगे। जैसे मरम चिकित्सा पर विशेष काम चल रहा है, पैनक्रियाटाइटिस के ऊपर चल रहा है, डायबिटीज पर चल रहा है, स्वर्ण प्राशन पर चल रहा है, पुंसवन कर्म पर, इच्छित संतान प्राप्त करना, इच्छित समय पर गर्भधारण करना, और हमें अपने ये सब चीजें हमारी आयुर्वेद को अपनी ऊंचाइयों तक ले जाएंगी। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के उस विश्वास को उस विश्वास पर हम लोग खरा उतरने का प्रयास करेंगे। हम इस हीरे में यदि एक भी किरण तराश दें। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ धन्यवाद सर।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। वेरी हैप्पी कि आपने जो डिटेल जो आपने बताया जी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। और दूसरी चीज जो आपने बताया जी स्पेशलाइजेशन कैसे ले आए, थोड़ा सा वो डिटेल में कैसे करें काम, थोड़ा और उसमें कैसे ले आए। अब ये आनी चाहिए जी हमारी इंस्टीट्यूटों में, पहले आयुर्वेद की जो बना हुआ दिल्ली में, और अब जो गोवा में जो आएगा, उस टाइप के इंस्टीट्यूट में शुरू होके हर एक कॉलेजों में जानी चाहिए ये जो स्पेशलाइजेशन वाली बात, और वो सोच जो स्पेशलाइजेशन वाली सोच उस तरफ भी जानी चाहिए जी। शर्मा जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हमारी टाइम तो आई एम जस्ट लुकिंग एट द टाइम शर्मा जी, हमारी अग्निहोत्री जी, वी विल टेक वन लास्ट। हमारे साथ है भरत जी चुरगाड़े जी। भरत जी नमस्कार जी, और तेजेंद्र जी भी है हमारे साथ। भरत जी प्रणाम। अगर आपकी तरफ से कुछ सोच हो प्लीज भरत जी, प्लीज अनम्यूट एंड प्लीज शेयर योर विशेस। तेजेंद्र जी नमस्कार। अगर आपसे भी थोड़ा सुने। हेमा मालिनी, वुड यू लाइक टू ऐड समथिंग टू आवर discussion today? Hema ji, namaskar.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Hema, can we? Oh, thank you, Hema. Thank you. Your question about Bagaji's presentation, it is on the chat box, but I will also share it by email. Again, for those who are viewing this program on YouTube and might have seen a few of the slides from the wonderful stack that Sudhir Bagaji was offering us today. If you are clearly you are on YouTube, so you will not be able to pick it up, but if you email myself or Pavanji, we will be able to share with you that presentation that Sudhir Bagaji has. It has a lot of details which are very important for those who want to go deeper into understanding this interface between ancient sciences and the modern sciences. Hema ji, thank you so much for being with us. Here we are.
Yes, sir. Actually, first of all, I feel very much happy to be a doctor by myself. This is a God-given gift, I feel so. And coming on to today's session, I was really very much taken away by Dr. Karthikeyan sir's speech. Whatever my mind had for all these years, he was just resonating all those things. So I was very much happy to hear this, and let these things go beyond and reach places. This is my hearty wish. And also second opinion of Mr. Ramdas ji. And in my opinion, I feel the person who comes to us, the health seeker who comes to us, is really from the universal blessing, because there are so many doctors around, but certain people come to us searching to get the answer or to get some relief or to get healed in any way. So we should take these opportunities as God given and be very much self-dedicated, spend some time with them, completely give our full confidence to them so that they will get the complete trust on us. And this creates the rapport between two souls, not two person who's a health seeker or a doctor, something like that. It creates a rapport between two souls, and this actually heals. It's not the matter of treating, it's healing actually. And I feel this thing has to go beyond. And I don't know whether I'm going in the right direction, but this is my gut feel, and I always go with my gut feel, and it gives me a lot of happiness in this profession. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity on this very wonderful day. Happy Doctor's Day to all of you. Thank you so much, sir.
Hema, thank you for your kind words. I think your statement that you concluded with, that gut feeling, is what Karthikeyan ji was offering as intuition. And I think Karthikeyan ji was very elaborate in his call for all of us to go towards recognizing the importance of intuition. So with those few words, I can see two other people here, but I think we are coming close to our the formalities of drawing this program to a close. I give the floor back to Pawan ji. Pawan ji, thank you once again for bringing all of us together on this wonderful day, a very, very important day. And the messages that we have from our presenters are all incredible. And it is delightful to have had Karthikeyan ji, Alok ji, and then surprise from Bagaji from America, and then all the contributions. Ramadas ji for sharing some thoughts, Vishnupriya ji, Hema ji, all very, very valuable presentations. Thank you all. And as I said earlier, all these are recorded and archived in our YouTube website, so please do visit. And once again, I repeat, for those who want Bagaji's presentation, either connect with Pawanji or myself, and we will send you Bagaji's presentation. Thank you again for joining us on this very special day. Happy Doctor's Day to all. Pawanji, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Very nice discussions were going on. And we have really celebrated Doctor's Day in real sense of integrity, real sense of one heart, one health, your mission. So we have really celebrated. Excellent, sir. Now, for today is my first day of freeship after long imprisonment of 34 years in one company only. So now today is my free day, first free day. I would second innings of the life. So I would like to request Professor V.K. Agnihotri sir for his remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Pawan Sharma ji. It was your self-exilement, not imprisonment. We are always in need of bread, and for that we make such type of reservations over us. Anyway, thank you so much.
माया का इतना बड़ा सुंदर पहरा था सर माया का कि इमामी का ऑफिस ईस्टर्न जोन में सबसे बेस्ट ऑफिस है, सबसे बेस्ट। हर कोने में एंटिक्स हैं। 26 फीट की सूर्य और छाया माँ की प्रतिमा है। सूर्यदेव और छाया माँ पीठ से पीठ करके खड़े हैं। तो वो एक सोने का माया का पिंजरा था जिससे मैं मुक्त हुआ हूँ आपके आशीर्वाद से। जय हो।
माया महा ठगे नहीं हम जानी, कबीरदास जी कह गए वही है। Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Pawan Sharma ji. Thank you, Professor Madan ji. I was just a little bit disturbed mentally in the sense that my elder son is in aeroplane and he has to leave by 8:55 to Italy for a week-long tour from the company side. So he was just making so many times messages, and I am inside the plane and all that. So I have to say just goodbye and safe journey and good wishes. Anyway, so we are here to again talk over our today's webinar. First of all, instead of saying our regards to our very senior and respected persons, at last we would like to start with the respect presenting program. So, Professor, for our today's platform dignitaries are Professor Madan Thangvelu sir, Professor B.P. Sharma sir, Vaidya Jayesh Thakkar ji, Vaidya Rajan Pranekar ji, Dr. Jagdishwar Doma ji, Dr. Nishant Tripathi ji, Dr. Bagga Sudhir ji, Dr. D.K. Srivastav ji, Dr. Govind Ranjan ji, Dr. Tejinder Singh, Dr. Miss Momita Sharma ji, Dr. Karthikeyan ji sir, from Chennai, Dr. Alok Sharma and Dr. Sudhir Bagga ji. These were our guest speakers, along with Yashvini Ashti. And our other platform holders were Dr. Rakesh Prakash Nigam sir, Professor Vishnu Priya Monti Das sir. Our great greetings to her on the occasion of Jagannath Yatra. Today our Lord Jagannath Yatra is started in Puri. And then Professor Ramdas ji, Dr. Hema Malini ji, Dr. C.P. Sharma ji, and Dr. Bharat Changaran ji. So we are here to celebrate our National Doctors Day in the memory of Dr. Vidan Chandra Roy sir. We, with all respectful manner, remembered him with all his personality, abilities, qualifications, and activities in volumes. And this is really, he had been the person to be remembered in such manner. Born in 1882 and almost very close to Mahatma Gandhi ji, but his activities led him to be a Padma awardee, that Supreme Padma awardee, that Bharat Ratna. Along with his credential is FRCS and FSCP both. This is what a personality can be, say, adored by the activities he made. And not only this, apart from his medical field abilities, he was one of the person which public needs. A social servant, a freedom fighter, of course, a politician of a great popularity zone. That's why he became the chief minister and remembered by all these activities. On contrary, Kabiraj YB Roy is equally important to be remembered. And we also remember the Vaidya Parampara in BHU. Of course, in modern medicine, Professor Sen Sharma sir, Professor B.C. Roy sir, a few were there, A.B. Roy sir. These are all there in medicinal chemistry or in anatomy or in pharmacology. These are coming from the same our Garnath Sen, who had been the principal of our college, Rishikul College. So it is Brihat Bengal who gave us historical persons of modern medicine, of Ayurvedic medicine, as in the same dignity and in the same manner. So, with the welcome address by Professor Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji, we started our webinar. Professor Madan sir's all remarks on the whole epistle of Professor V.C. Roy Sahab is really a great, approach, and was very pleasant to listen, and that how he had been, because whatever he did in medical field is always history and always remembered. First speaker of today's webinar was Dr. Alok Sharma. With no apprehension, we can say that he touched all the aspects, the sensitive aspects. A little bit reservation, as I was having an information from Dr. Hema Malini that your studies webinar was totally in Hindi, so it's very difficult to understand her. So I do hope that today it was not that environment. Except Dr. Alok Sharma, rest of our guest speakers presented their presentation in English language, which was well understandable to all the our listeners and our platform persons, and also those who are listening from through YouTube. Well, Dr. Alok Sharma especially pointed out one very important thing, that on a very busy schedule of today, he was having at times a difficult moment, that why Ayurvedic persons are involved to celebrate the today's National Doctors' Day. How funny it is. It's a really, the person who put this question is really a funny one. You see, now it has been a rule in India that each and every state and each and every headquarter, each and every district hospital, the Dhanvantari Day is to be celebrated as a rule. It's mandatory, whether he is a surgeon, MS, MD, CMO, CMS, whatever, right from the district level to the dispensary level. When they are celebrating making all offering the worship to our Lord Dhanvantari, so they cannot put such question. They are with us and we are with them. If a modern medicine person is saying this question, it is really funny. And moreover, what a doctor is, he is Chikitsak. He is not a doctor of literature, DLit or PhD. To whom you say doctor, as far as the Ayurvedic field or Siddha field or Yoga field is concerned, they are always making all efforts to ward off the miseries, the ailment, the problem from the suffering person's body. So whatever the modern medicine is doing, so is other persons are doing. Important is this, that they know the action of paracetamol as diaphoretic only after the laboratory test and test tube use confirmation. And we, with no testing, knows very well that this is Sanjeevani and it has got its action as a diaphoresis. No problem. Sanjeevani has never been put in test tube in extra years, say 5,000 years back or 10,000, 2,000 years back. It is there in literature with blind eye. If it is prepared properly with the presence of Aconitum ferex, that is Vasnav, along with the Bhallatak, it will work like anything. And also, paracetamol at one hand, say, leads to weakness, and also it is hepatotoxic. But at the same time, the Sanjeevani is containing the Vasnav for diaphoretic and Bhallatak as Rasayan. So the person who is using Sanjeevani never faces any sort of weakness even after getting the setting. This is what the hidden fact is, and we say that is the Divya Aushadhi. Anyway, so Dr. Alok Sharma put everything very positive manner. Then comes the turn of Professor Dr. Karthikeyan sir. I can infer his whole approach with a 2-3 sentences that he told that important is that art of medicine is an absolute responsibility. Art of medicine. And what is the definition of medicine? Medicine is that the minimum amount of purified toxin which relieves the problem of the suffering patient. Aushadhi ki jo definition hai, that leads, and this is a responsible work. As we say that the health is a constitutional right of every citizen of India. So the health will be maintained or kept intact only then when a person suffers. He should be given proper treatment from the government sector, or if he can afford from any other sector. So Dr. Karthikeyan put a very sensitive thing that art of medicine is an absolute responsibility. And for that, he took not a tagline, but a tag word, beyond. This is one word he put forward, and I, with all my respect and my wishes to Dr. Pawan Sharma, will like to say that it was the Sant Vani, the saints' Vani, that he told that the work which is being done by Dr. Pawan Sharma will remain up to 5,000 years or beyond. I, with both open ears, heard this sentence from Dr. Karthikeyan, what you have done in 400 webinars journey. It is a Santvani. It is a Santvani. Repeatedly I am saying that the work which has been done will be written in history and it will remain, because शब्द ब्रह्म होता है, शब्द कभी नष्ट नहीं होता है, खत्म नहीं होता. गीता के उपदेश कृष्ण जी के द्वारा कहे हुए आज भी कुरुक्षेत्र के एरिया में पकड़े गए हैं, उसका नॉइज पकड़ लिया गया. अभी स्पष्ट शब्द नहीं आए हैं, कुरुक्षेत्र के वार का नॉइज ट्रेस किया जा चुका है. तो आज तो टेक्नोलॉजी वर्तमान में हम क्लेम करते हैं बहुत अच्छी है. तो बहुत बातें की उनका कि, और एक बहुत बड़ी बात की उन्होंने कि मोस्ट प्लेजेंट टू हियर दैट द वर्क्स ऑफ डॉक्टर शर्मा विल लिव 5,000 ईयर और मोर. दिस इज डॉक्टर, मैंने इसको एक स्लोगन लाइन बना दिया है, वर्क मोस्ट वर्क्स मोस्ट प्लेजेंट टू हियर दैट डॉक्टर that the works of Dr. Sharma will live 5,000 years and more. This is by Dr. Karthikeyan. This is by Swami Vivekananda. I have, you can make this sentence on your this backside banner. Write down. I have got a literally wording. Most pleasant to hear that the works of Dr. Pawan Sharma, I mean the whole team, will live 5,000 years and more. Dr. Karthikeyan. He also told that one earth, one health system will only be achieved when we took the essence of all the pathies. He is surprised to say that how surprising for him that he told that, I'm sorry to say that how persons are saying that Ayurvedic system of medicine, whatever they are claiming, is to be scientifically proved. He told that, sorry, and I really pleased that is that time has come or that time has started coming to accept the deepest knowledge of Ayurveda by the one word, one sentence uttered by Dr. Karthikeyan ji, that I'm sorry that how persons are saying like this, that Ayurvedic science, if it is not been proved at the terms and parameters of modern medicine, is not fruitful or is not justified or is not scientific. He also told from where they say the scientific, this is the scientific thing, the Ayurveda is beyond of it. So he repeatedly used and multiple used of the word beyond itself. The logo he pointed out at his last slide, the logo, that is also mesmerizing to whole of the concept and really tying us with the, not only with the friendship, with the understanding of the different pathies prevailing at present throughout the world. So Ayurveda, Allopathy, Siddha, Yoga, Naturopathy, they should go hand to hand together. Then only one earth, one health concept be achieved in coming years, say 5 years, 10 years or so. So depth of the this Tamil vision is also he pointed out. So he told that go beyond the horizon of the this science. This is what the concept of our Tarak Vimanistan is. To connect with WHO Center at Jamnagar, this was the desire and wish by Professor Madanji for Dr. Karthikeyan. Great submission. I am deeply moved with the knowledge and with the practical approach and with a friendly approach, with an open heart support to Ayurvedic system of medicine. Then comes the next person, our Sudhir Bhaggaji. Undoubtedly, he is having a great destiny and great 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 say generations means the environment and the air which is blowing in his residence in Delhi is full of medicine, full of treating others, full of the virtue that one is born to teach, one is born to treat. This is what I think I infer the environment of his residence might be there in Delhi. So he, with a great miraculous work, talked and managed to put forward to whole of the world that the theme of Nadi Parikshan or theme of Prakriti itself is so scientific that it can, one tool can be invented to trace out its depth and be made available so digitally to get into the details of it, because the time is very short and moving very fast. So trainers of Nadi Parikshan are not on earth in abundance. So it is a rare thing that those who are coming with the newer invention, with their technology and methodology and other system, it will be definitely appreciated, and it will be a boon to those persons who are not living in India or not Indian, but thinking and talking and realizing the effect of Ayurveda, what may be possible. So this approach of Dr. Baggal will go a long way to generate the confidence of Ayurveda to their minds. So this is really a very, very appreciable thing. After that, Professor Ramdas ji talked a very important thing, that let India be a country to serve the poorest. This is one thing. Let India be the country to serve the poorest, to serve in sense, to serve the diseased persons of the poor community first. Because the rich community, they can manage by their own. The idea is that rich persons are not begging any support from any side, but the poor and the poorest person are always in dire need of the such type of support, may it be for foodings, may it be for shelter, and may it for the medicine. So this is what the Dr. Ramdas support. So they need not to worry. He has written one sentence in chat box that I'm sorry if I have told anything which is not fabulous or just nothing doing. Your statement is very clear, and your vision is very clear. Though you are not a physician, but your approach is always based on the Vediki Shuvashtani and Ayurvedic text. So I am always liking your approach, and your approach is very clear. Then Professor Vishnu Priya Monti, of course, Das and Mohanty, who has witnessing today Puri's Jagannath Yatra's very auspicious day, talked and responded on two questions of Professor Madanji, that when the AIIA is going to be started in Goa. So she told that 14th of August 2022. And again, regarding the other thing which you talked about, that the 9th Global Summit in Goa is also going to happen. Along with this, that she told that the broader interpretation should go beyond to the concept. Always, this is the beauty of the language. May it be Sanskrit, may it be English. As the sutras are there in Sanskrit, in any text, may it be Ayurveda or in Sanskrit itself, so is this sutra, that broader interpretation should go beyond the concept. If it happens, nothing 20, 30 Chakrapani and other tikas are required. Let us be very open and let us be very friendly. Let us be very liberal to understand Ayurveda and other practices also. Meanwhile, our Dr. C.P. Sharma also talked about so many things, that how Ayurveda is still dominating in Indian society. At least he told that Sarvbhaumikta, Ythasthiti, Nitya, these were the very distinguished word which he talked about. And also he talked that Dharmarth Kamokshanam Arogam Moolam Uttamam Rogasasya Pahartara Shesha Jivitasya. Along with also he narrated regarding the Narohitahar Bihar Sevi Samikshakari Vishesh Sasakta Data Samasatapra Shamaban Apto Sevi Sabaturva. I think these lines will also be important on the Guru Purnima day. When we talk on these lines, so this is what the today's total submission. We celebrated our National Doctors Day by memorizing and paying our honor, our condolences and regards to Professor B.C. Vidan Chandra Roy sir, our good wishes to all our great speakers of today, and thanks to all. Over to Pawan Sharma ji. Namaskar.
Please take care. Please take care of your health, sir. Please take care. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
अग्निहोत्री जी, हमारे यहाँ से इंग्लैंड से एक रिक्वेस्ट है जी, आपकी जो गुरुकुल कांगड़ा की तरफ कैसे जोड़े हैं पूरा दुनिया को, कि थोड़ा संस्कृत की थोड़ा सा वो कैसे ले आए, just to teach people कि हमारी उत्तराखंड में क्या कुछ करते हो बच्चे आयुर्वेद पढ़ने वाले, how fluent they become in Sanskrit. And similarly, I want to also echo here Karthikeyan ji's comment कि in a forum like this, इसकी कैसे करें जी समस्या. हेमा जी is here, Karthikeyan ji.
Sorry to interrupt sir. Sir, problem क्या है देखिए, हम लोग इसमें 12 बचते हैं सिर्फ. We are 12 numbers, only 12 in number. So these persons, especially Dr. D.K. Srivastava, Dr. Tejinder, Dr. Hema, these are especially be requested to say their known person to join more and more. Moreover, Vish Ayurveda Parishad will be of great help because they used to celebrate some programs for students' upliftment, Kaushalam and Sanskrit language, etc. Their cooperation will go a long way for involving more and more number. This is my submission. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Hema ji, this is a request from Agnihotre ji that we need more young people to come to this platform. Young students, your old college, invite. I know your old college is no more.
Already trying to do the same.
Thank you. But we are happy that you are here with us. And we are so lucky to have senior people like Sharma ji from joining from Bhopal. Very, very fortunate. Agnihotre ji, this comment, मेरी तरफ से जो comment हमने जो बताया जी, कि लोगों को जो बाहर वाले जो आयुर्वेद करते हैं, they don't understand कि उत्तराखंड में या BHU में कितनी पढ़ाई चलता है जी, कि the requirement to understand Sanskritam, to understand in turn the Samhitas, and to become a master of that text, you know, ki Bhratriya or Lagutriya, how to understand these things in different perspectives. And this division will remain, because a lot of people in the world want to do Ayurveda, but without knowing the Sanskritam. And similarly, a lot of people will want to do Siddha without knowing Tamil, and there will be a complication there. But so there, we will have a dual kind of citizenship here. Ki Ayurveda wale with Sanskritam, without Sanskritam. Siddha wale with Tamil, without Tamil. And that scholarship, and I think the demand is somehow to make an elite group. जो कल हमारे साथ जो थे, understanding, a deep understanding. जो शर्मा जी कह रहा है कि we must get a specialization, deep specialization. जो कल जो बात बताया कि जलकुंभी की भस्मा लेके, how to go deep into that aspect, how to look at the effect of the moon. जो सोफी जी ने जो बताया कि गुलकंद की बारे में, so many details are there that we need to pull out. And I feel we are lucky that we can discuss these kind of issues in this group here on a daily basis, so that we can go back and think about it and rethink those specifics. So I will finish here, Agnihotre ji. बहुत धन्यवाद. पवन जी, हमारी तरफ से शुभ रात्रि.
आपको डॉक्टर दिनेश यादव का कल का जलकुंभी का विषय अच्छे से हिट कर गया.
बहुत शानदार जी. और उसमें अग्निहोत्री जी, उसमें एक चीज जो सोफी जी की मन में जो आया बात, कि उनकी उसमें जो है जो बनाते, और उसमें जो फर्क आती है जी, एक तो है सूर्य और एक तो है चंद्रमा की इफेक्ट. कमाल की चीज. एक ही So this understanding of Chandrama Surya की जो बात और मीना जी ने जो बताया जो चीज, very very important things. अब
राजन पटंकर जी भी ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, इंटरेस्टेड हो गए थे कि डॉक्टर दिनेश से उन्होंने नंबर इसीलिए लिया था चेक बॉक्स में कि उनके भी अप्रोच नैनो सूक्ष्म औषधियों पर है. तो if they will interact,
come together, there may be some innovation. बहुत कमाल की चीज निकल सकता है जी इसमें से.
एक यंग जनरेशन, एक ओल्ड जनरेशन मिलके बड़ा अच्छा सा उनका एक सिस्टम बन जाएगा जी.
इसमें अग्निहोत्री जी यहाँ पे हमारी NCL पुणे में आजकल है, डॉक्टर साहब है यहाँ पे अलीगढ़ में. इनकी एक्सपेरिमेंट में क्या आता है जी कि जब हम कषाय आसवम अरिष्टम जो बनाते जी, स्पेशली फर्मेंटेड प्रोसीजर
जी,
उसमें जो माइक्रोब्स है जी, दे विल प्रोड्यूस नैनो पार्टिकल्स. अब जलकुंभी की बात, जो भस्म की बात जो बता रहे थे कल, but they can, these nanoparticles can also be produced at room temperature. Microbes can make these nanoparticles. अब उसके ऊपर we don't have any research कि आसव अरिष्ट के अंदर क्या कुछ है nanoparticles, कुछ है ही नहीं का, हो सकता है उसमें भी, based on the microbial formation of nanoparticles at room temperature. कमाल की चीज. So there are many things there that remains to be discovered. And
सर एक्चुअली हम लोगों ने या हमारे आयुर्वेद के वैद्यों ने कभी इसमें क्या होता है, इस रिसर्च के दृष्टिकोण से औषधियों को नहीं बनाया. उन्होंने औषधियों को अपने रोगियों पर उसका लाभ मिले इस दृष्टिकोण से बनाया था. अब जो बाद की पीढ़ी आई वो ये कह के कि इसमें नैनो पार्टिकल या जो भी रिसर्च बेस्ड जो नॉलेज दे रहे हैं वो वेस्टर्न पर्सन्स को तो अधिक बेनिफिट दे रही है या उनको माने प्रभावित कर रही है. हमारे यहाँ तो सेम है. अगर वो कुमारिया सब है या द्राक्षा सब है, लोहा सब है, तो निश्चित रूप से वो इतना माइन्यूटली डिवाइड तो हो जाता होगा कि बॉडी में जाके फास्टेस्ट एब्जॉर्प्शन हो उसका और उसको हमें पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट्स मिले. इसीलिए परंपराएं चली आ रही हैं. और जितने क्लासिकल प्रिपरेशन है इनके न तो फॉर्मूले रजिस्टर कराने पड़ते हैं, न इन पर कोई CTR करानी पड़ती है, कोई क्लिनिकल ट्रायल नहीं होनी पड़ती है. इट मींस दे आर टेकन एज ओरिजिनल एंड प्रूव्ड.
इसमें हमारी तरफ से एक सवाल है जी इसमें कि हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड द बेसलाइन कि जब हम मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं जी, there are many subtle things, very simple things. जो जब आसव अरिष्ट बनाते हो, there is a fumigation process. और fumigation के लिए we use some herbs for fumigation. और उसमें घी लगाते उसके अंदर या, so these are small details which are very important. जो हमने उस दिन जो बताया जी इसके बारे में, जो महाकल्याण ग्रंथ के बारे में जो बताया, उसमें my feeling is just to standardize this procedure. कि आजकल इतनी डिमांड हो गया, जो पवन जी बताएंगे कि इतनी डिमांड हो गया इस चीज के लिए, how to standardize this procedure. उसके लिए थोड़ा सा अगर जो शर्मा जी जो बताया डिटेल लगा के, ये देखो दिस इज आवर क्वालिटी पैरामीटर, यहाँ पे आसवम अरिष्टम के लिए ये है क्वालिटी पैरामीटर, नई टेक्नोलॉजी लगा के, and then we can set a new parameter. In the old days, the Vaidya had a knowledge, and that was already quality control. Ki Vaidya will never do anything wrong. But bilkul, he will follow an exact procedure. Ki unki man mein tha काफी कुछ कि दूध जो निकलेगा, this has a special property. He has so many. So when the Vaidya made a formulation, he kept all these things in mind. अब that parampara we have distanced ourselves. थोड़ा वो जो it has become a little separate. उसके लिए some new way of standardizing. जो भस्म की जो पवन जी की specialty, उसमें we can do some standardization. But this is the thinking कि we थोड़ा वो standardization लाने के लिए जो हमारी बातचीत चलता है जी.
This reference, I would like to say something, sir.
बिल्कुल जी, बिल्कुल.
Every product by every big company, suppose we take top 50 big manufacturing companies, they are bound to standardize their product because of the shelf life, because of the discoloration, because of the effect of temperature or anything else. So they are bound to standardize, number one. Government has made guidelines for standardization of every category of Ayurveda through Ayurvedic formulary. They have clear cut, they have communicated standards for every product. What should be the pH, what should be the color, what should be that acidic value, or means alcohol percentage in that, what should be TDS in that, what would be the percentage of alcohol dissolved solids. So everything is standardized. But unfortunately, the research conducted in institutes is closed in Almiraj, number one. And the research conducted in private organization is strictly trade secret. So the research is now under lock and key of private companies, of institutes, both. Because nobody is interested to publish those data because that is trade secret. Every company is manufacturing on behalf of the formulary, pharmacopoeia, and textual reference. And what they made, what they prepare, how they prepare, that is their trade secret. But then also they have made SOP, they have made quality control parameters, strict quality control parameter. Otherwise, batch will come back from the market and that will be a great loss to the company. So they are much more conscious about quality control. But unfortunately, that has not been made social for social benefit because of the institute and the industry.
We will come back to Pavanji. We will come back to this point. It's a very, very important point because ये हमारी जो जलकुंभी की जो बसमा की जो हुआ बात, this is so exciting. इतनी छोटी चीज कि change the time of harvest और उसमें जो nanoparticles के अंदर, it is so exciting. So Pavanji, this is a very important topic. We will come back to this. It is the same thing. अब quality of education हमने जो संस्कृत की जो बात बताया, people who understand, who can read the samhitas, understand, interpret the samhitas. जो कल हमारी जो बात बताई कि स्वप्न के बारे में, जो इंद्रिय स्थान में, so many exciting things are there, छोटी-छोटी श्लोकों में, and how to open it up to understand these things.
Namaskar.
Mandar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good night,
बहुत
sir.
धन्यवाद. It is a energizing discussion. Sharma ji, Pranam ji. अग्निहोत्री जी, शुभ रात्रि.
नमस्कार सर. नमस्कार.
नमस्कार सर. सभी को नमस्कार, सभी को शुभ रात्रि.
नमस्कार जी. नमस्कार.
सर प्रणाम सर.